What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty. Join my Discord if you want to chat and share your thoughts, the link is in the description. Strongest Ichigo of Shinigami 1C Chapter 1, Arrival. Today was a very good day, he just saved a month of money to recharge. When he was about to upgrade his character in the game, there was an earthquake and his house collapsed, and he was buried under it. When he lost consciousness, his blood stained a bead. This bead he saw at the stall and thought it was similar to Hōgyoku, so he bought it back. When the bead was dyed red, it emitted a red. The light disappeared with his soul. After he died, he saw that the surroundings were all black. He thought this was the world after death. When he felt that he was going to stay here in the future, he suddenly felt crowded around him. Just when he thought he was going to die, he suddenly saw a light. He came out of that light and saw a man dressed as a nurse pick him up, wash him, and put him in a crib. Wait, the crib? He looked at his hand, so small, I turned into a baby. He's suddenly a little unsure that he's turned into a baby, but it's true again, so he's a little confused. Suddenly a couple came, and he was a little excited when they called him Ichigo. He felt that he was now in the world of Shinigami. Although he was not sure, it did not hinder his fantasy, and he also became the protagonist of Shinigami, Kurosaki Ichigo. He felt that it was a dream, and when the dream woke up, he went back to that boring and uninteresting life. Suddenly he thought that Kurosaki Ichigo's mother Kurosaki Masaki in the original book seemed to be dead. He wanted to prevent this from happening, because he was an orphan on Earth, but he did have a sum of money left to him. It should be his parents who let him go. Leave him some money while in the orphanage. But this amount of money has brought him 18 years of carefree life, so he is eager for family affection and hopes that his parents can bring him love. Although he is eager for family affection, but he has no power at all now, how to organize these things to happen. Just when he was despairing about the future, a template appeared in his mind, and he was excited when he saw this template. This is the game template of the game he used to play. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S**X. Male age: 0 spouse, none. Potential: unlimited Ryotsu, level 1 Zanpakuto, none. Kido: none. Shunpo: none. White hits: none. Slash: none. Backpack. Beginner pack. Seeing this, he felt that he was going to post it. In addition to this attribute interface, there was also a dungeon interface and a daily check-in interface. After seeing this, he smiled happily. And the Kurosakis saw Kurosaki Ichigo smiling and thought that their child must be very smart, so. Mazaki: look how smart my son is. As soon as he was born, he knew that we were his parents, you see. We all know that we laughed, Kurosaki Ishin said happily. That's our son, not your son, you know? Kurosaki Masaki said with some dissatisfaction. Right, look at what I said, my fault, and I'll never say that again. Kurosaki Ishin quickly admits his mistake. If you still say this in the future, don't come up to my bed. Kurosaki Masaki said something haughty, and also squeezed Kurosaki Ishin's soft meat. Kurosaki Ishin naturally quickly begged for mercy. Seeing these scenes, Kurosaki Ichigo knows the value of family, so he is going to get stronger right away and change what happened in the original Shinigami. So he looked at the system again. Although my system does not have the same system spirit as others, this is also good, otherwise I have to provide an ancestor, isn't it? Seeing the novice gift bag in the system backpack, he opened it silently, and the novice gift bag actually opened, and 3 things came out: a Hōgyoku, perfect detachment version, 10 fragments, character fragments, a Zanpakuto, perfect Zanjetsu. Kurosaki Ichigo felt like he was going to post when he saw these things. Especially when he saw Hōgyoku, he thought I was going to be invincible. This thought appeared in his mind. He forcibly calmed down his excited heart and prepared to see these things. Advertisement: Hōgyoku. To realize the development of people's inner hopes according to their own thoughts, but the condition is that they have the strength to realize this desire. For the host to break the current boundaries, endlessly evolve to the next dimension, and also protect the host from death and immortality, complete regeneration. Seeing this, he wanted to jump for joy, but since he was still a baby, he could only imagine it in his mind. Then he looked at the other 2 objects. Character fragments. Fragments that allow characters to break through Ryotsu. As long as they collect all the fragments, they can break through the current level. Perfect Zanjetsu. This Zanpakuto does not have the sword spirit, but it has strength and potential far beyond the original. He is still very happy to see these 2 things, because now he can't use Hōgyoku at all, so these 2 things are the most important at this stage. His current attribute interface has changed. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo. S**X. Male age: 0 spouse, none. Potential: unlimited. Ryotsu. Level 1, 10/1 upgradable, Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu, unliberated. Kido. None. Shunpo. None. White hits. None. Slash. None. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Seeing this, he felt that his spring was coming. He hurriedly clicked on the upgrade interface. Ryotsu became level 2, 9/3 can be upgraded, and after he clicked twice in a row, he could no longer break through, and the interface changed. Especially Ryotsu becomes Ryotsu level 4, 0/9. He felt Ryotsu's change, and Ryotsu doubled when level 1 became level 2. The third is 4 times the second, and the fourth is 8 times the third. He felt that the 5th level should be 10 times or 16 times that of the 4th level. There have also been minor changes in the properties interface. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S**X. Male age: 0 spouse, none. Potential: Unlimited Ryatsu. Level 4, 0 ninths, Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu, unliberated. Keto: None advertisement Shunpo. None white hits, none. Slash. None backpack. Hōgyoku seeing this, he finally had some self-defense. But he doesn't know how much his change has changed his parents outside. The Kurosaki couple saw that his son's Ryatsu suddenly became dozens of times stronger and thought it should be a dream, but after thinking about it again, it should not be a dream. But they couldn't figure out what it was, so they thought of going to Urahara Kazuki. So our little Ichigo drew some attention without knowing it. He knew his ascension had been discovered when he heard the talk of his current parents. So he feels that he can't be so impulsive in the future, because this is likely to attract the peeps of Aizen or others. If he is killed by others before he grows up, wouldn't it be a loss? Therefore, when you want to improve in the future, you must be fully prepared, otherwise, others will think that there is something wrong like now, but this is not a bad thing, because now you can meet Yoruichi. The Kurosakis arrived in front of a store called Urahara store within a few minutes, and saw an uncle with silver hair and a little scruffy. Urahara saw the Kurosakis with a baby and knew it was a new baby. Oh, Isshin-kun, why did you two come to my shop? Could it be that you want me to celebrate because you have a baby? Some jokes. Well, don't say anything useless. Look at how my son is doing. Look how strong his Ryatsu is. They're almost invincible to the top officials, Kurosaki Isshin asked anxiously. Kurosaki Masaki also hurriedly urged, and then Urahara Kazuki put away his somewhat playful face and looked at Kurosaki Ichigo seriously, staring at him until he was a little hairy, a little afraid of what would be found. He finally looked away for a long time and finally looked away at the Kurosaki couple and said, I think so. It should be because the Ryatsu of the two of you are too strong, so your children will also inherit the strong Ryatsu of the two of you. So is there anything bad? Kurosaki Masaki asked anxiously. This is not there, but you will see the spirit body, Urahara Kazuki says. Then nothing, then it's fine, Kurosaki Isshin said happily. The Kurosakis breathed a sigh of relief, at this time. Isshin-kun, how about handing over this child to me and I will train you to be a very good Shinigami? Urahara Kazuki said to the Kurosaki couple seductively. No, the Kurosakis said in unison. It depends on what the kid thinks. Kurosaki Masaki said, and Kurosaki Isshin next to him nodded. Urahara Kazuki could not convince them so he had to give up. Then they all walked towards the door of the house. Levels 1 to 5 are officers, levels 6 to 10 are deputy captains, levels 11 to 15 are captains, levels 16 to 20 are chief captains, and levels 21 to 25 are captains. Super Captain, the 26th to 30th level is the Spirit King level, the follow-up and now these are enough. Chapter 1. Signing in when the Kurosaki couple went out, a black cat suddenly jumped down from the roof. Urahara Kazuki was very happy to see the black cat and wanted to pick it up, but when he was about to touch it, the black cat jumped up and he was given a paw and a scratch appeared on his face. Oops, oops, Yoruichi-san, why is this? It really hurts, Urahara Kazuki said innocently to the black cat. Don't tell me if there are or not, what are they doing here with their children? The black cat said to Urahara Kazuki very humanely. If our protagonist Kurosaki Ichigo is still there at this time, he must know that this is the Shihouin Yoruichi he has always wanted to see. Oh, you mean Isshin and the others? They were uneasy because their son was born with Ryatsu, who was a senior officer. They felt that it would hurt the child, so Urahara Kazuki came to me to see their son. Things didn't happen the same. Oh, then why don't you keep his son to nurture it? It's actually firing a gun. It's not like you, Shihouin Yoruichi said with a little surprise. Wasn't it because Isshin-san said the child was too young to wait until he was a little older? That's why I didn't do it, otherwise, Urahara Kazuki said helplessly. So have you given up? Shihouin Yoruichi asked curiously. Of course not. Why don't you make good use of such a good combat power? Isshin-san only said that it can't be done when he was young, but he didn't say that when he grows up, Urahara Kazuki said a little bit. All right. It's up to you. Anyway, it's okay now, let's go and see that kid, Shihouin Yoruichi said and left. Yoruichi-san, come back soon, Urahara Kazuki waved his hand and said. The picture goes back to our protagonist. Our protagonist is now a baby, and he doesn't know how to hide his Ryatsu, so it quickly attracted some phantoms. Seeing these phantoms, Kurosaki Ichigo didn't show a look of fear at all, but leaped out, somewhat confused and a little interested. The Kurosakis didn't know what was on his mind. The two of them felt that this suddenly appeared several times. The son would definitely be very scared and even cry when he saw it, but when he looked at the child surprisingly, he showed interest in his eyes, so it was a bit strange, but they didn't think about it. So many. Masaki, they will be handed over to me. You take Ichigo back first, and then separate the Ryatsu emanating from Ichigo from the outside world. He took out a pill and ate it, and then came out of the body with and Kurosaki Isshin was exactly the same person, but he was wearing black clothes and standing there with a knife. When Kurosaki Ichigo saw this, he was excited. That's the Death Fighter and Zanpakuto, This is all true, so this is what my dad really looks like. Alright. Then you have to come back soon. Kurosaki Masaki said that he left like a teleport. Advertisement: when I saw Kurosaki Ishin's Zanpakuto issued a blue crescent moon when he left. This should be a slash. When he saw this trick that he saw on the computer actually appeared in front of you, he was so happy that he couldn't help himself. But you must be calm, and not too excited. This will break my image as an invincible handsome guy in the universe, he said very narcissistically. And what AF *********** gee baby, what a temperament and a handsome guy. I wanted to see how this fight would go, but who taught us to be children? So I can only be mercilessly hugged by my mother? In less than half a minute, I stopped at the entrance of a small hospital. This should be where the Kurosaki Ishin family lived in the original book. This place is also where I'm going to live now. Just as we were about to enter, Kurosaki Ishin came back. All solved. Kurosaki Masaki asked. It's over, don't look at who is going to go out, of course it will be successful, Kurosaki Ishin said with some narcissism. Okay, don't make trouble, now it's time to suppress the Ryotsu in this child Ichigo, or else I'll run over again, Kurosaki Masaki said seriously. I'll use Bakudo to help him seal this uncontrollable Ryotsu, Kurosaki Ishin also said seriously, and then used Bakudo to help him temporarily seal Ryotsu. Seeing that they had sealed his Ryotsu, he didn't change his expression. It was just like that, because the system could let him break through the seal easily, but because he couldn't control his Ryotsu, he could even seal himself at this stage. Ryotsu is also good. Then he was left in the crib. He felt that the two of them must be doing something they couldn't show their children. This time he really guessed wrong. The Kurosakis went out to buy some goods or toys that the baby will use, instead of doing something else. Kurosaki Masaki went shopping, and Kurosaki Ishinzawa went out to guard the clinic, leaving Kurosaki Ichigo, our protagonist, alone in his own bed to make up for some unnutritious things. Suddenly he remembered that there was a sign in interface in his system. He quickly contacted the system in his mind to open the interface. When he saw that there were 0 sign-ins and 0 supplementary signs in the interface, he was not calm, because besides these 2 words, there was a box. It said the word, sign, and he clicked on the word, and what appeared made our protagonist excited again. The thing that appeared this time was the Shinigami spree. When the protagonist calmed down and opened the spree, 4 things appeared in it: the cultivation books of Kido, Shunpo, white hits, and chopping. Seeing this, he jumped for joy. How could a baby jump up? Then he directly chose to use it. His attribute interface has changed. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S***X. Male. Advertisement: age, 0. Spouse: none. Potential: unlimited Ryotsu. Level 4, 0 ninths. Zanpakuto: the perfect Zanjetsu, unliberated, Kido. Level 1, 0 tenths. Shunpo: Level 1, 0 tenths, white hits. Level 1, 0 tenths. Slash: Level 1, 0 tenths. Backpack. Hōgyoku. After seeing this, he felt that some information that he had never seen before had flooded into his mind, but he knew that these were the clever ways of using the Do technique in the 4 great wars of Shinigami. Although he was very eager to try these techniques now, but now he is still too young to do it, have no choice. I don't know if it's because I used my brain too much today, or because I feel very tired because of the ups and downs of emotions, so he is very sleepy now. This is the phenomenon of being a baby. Babies don't have the energy of adults. So he closed his eyes and fell asleep. When he closed his eyes, a black cat appeared on the window of his room and looked at him with some interest. Kido level 1 can use Kido from number 1 to number 10, and each level increases the right to use Kido number 10, and you can use all 100 Kido at will when you level up. Shunpo level up is equivalent to Shihouin Yoruichi's Shunpo. The full level of white hits can physically resist the attack of the captain level, and the fighting consciousness will also increase. The full level of slashing can cut down a city. Chapter E, 2 years and copies. In the blink of an eye, it was the second day, and he looked around and still looked the same. He breathed a sigh of relief. He was afraid that this was a dream, and after waking up, everything would return to the way it was before. But nothing has changed, so everything that happened yesterday is true. By the way, he has to go to sign in today. He clicked on the system's sign-in interface, where he wrote the word, sign in, for 1 day in a row. Nothing else changed. He clicked sign in, and another gift package appeared. This time it was an experience bead gift package. He was a little curious when he saw this gift bag, so he clicked on the experience bead gift bag, which came out with 10 elementary experience beads, which are a little blue. He looked at the system. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S***X. Male. Age: 0. Spouse: none. Potential: unlimited Ryotsu. Level 4, 0 ninths. Zanpakuto: the perfect Zanjetsu, unliberated, Kido. Level 1, 0 tenths. Shunpo: Level 1, 0 tenths, white hits. Level 1, 0 tenths. Slash: Level 1, 0 tenths. Backpack. Hōgyoku, elementary experience beads times 10. Seeing the word experience beads appearing in the backpack, he looked at its description. Elementary experience beads. Used to improve skills, each one adds 10 experience points. Although it is only a few words, it makes him very excited and happy. Although each one only adds 10 experience points, it is enough for him now. Although there are only elementary experience beads now, it is not guaranteed in the future. You will also get median level experience beads. Do top level experience beads exist? No one can tell? Then he gave these experience beads to these 4 skills. Then the interface change. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo. Advertisement S**X. Male age: 0 spouse, none potential, unlimited. Ryatsu. Level 4, 0 ninths, Zanpakuto, the perfect Zanjetsu, unliberated. Kido. Level 2, 15 50ths, Shunpo. Level 2, 15 50ths. White hits. Level 2, 15 50ths. Slash. Level 2, 15 50ths. Backpack. Hōgyoku, seeing the display of the interface, some more advanced usage of these 4 skills also appeared in his mind, and he smiled happily when he saw these. The dividing line after 2 years. It has been 2 years since he upgraded his skills. In the past 2 years, his 4 skills have been fully upgraded, Ryatsu has also become stronger, and even Zanpakuto has awakened. It is no longer the same as before. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S**X. Male age: 2 years old. Spouse: none potential. Unlimited Ryatsu. Vice Captain, level 10 and 99 145ths. Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu, Shikai, Kido. LVMAX11, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX11, asterisk, asterisk, advertisement white hits. LVMAX11, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping. LVMAX11, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX11, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku, character fragments X99, beginner express X1000, median level express X500, top level express X300. He was very happy to see these, but still a little depressed, because the copy system has not been opened up to now. However, he turned on Zanpakuto's Shikai and also promoted Ryatsu to the full level of Vice Captain, and another level up as the Captain level Ryatsu, and also got a new skill battle experience. Combat experience. It allows users to have rich combat experience and enemy tactics. Don't underestimate this skill. If his level is high, you can fight with people who are 1 rank higher than you. This skill has made Kurosaki Ichigo's battle experience a straight increase, but although there has been a lot of improvement, the dungeon interface and the system interface has not yet been opened. I don't want to be cranky anymore, so I quickly signed up for today's sign-in. He looked at the system interface, signed today's check-in, and this time gave a gift bag of character fragments. He opened the spree, and there came out character fragments times 50. He was overjoyed to see this. Get ready to upgrade now. Order: Captain. The Ryatsu level has become a Captain level, level 11. And all skills have broken through and become level 12. The upper limit of this level is level 10. And those above level 10 are the breakthrough limit, and each time the limit is broken, a new realm will be entered. Also added a new skill, Crescent Moon. This skill should be familiar to everyone. This is the signature skill of Kurosaki Ichigo in Shinigami's original work. Why does this skill appear now? I can't explain it, maybe it's because of this Zanjetsu problem. He was very happy to see this skill because he had been waiting for the skill, but in Shikai, because Zanpakuto has no soul and is a sword spirit, he couldn't use this trick either, but now it's different. This skill has come out again, and now he can have a good time. But he also thought that the Crescent Moon sky shot here would definitely be discovered by those Shinigami and Quincy exterminators in this world, or not necessarily discovered by Aizen. So he put this thought away. Suddenly he looked at the Zanpakuto and the Deathlord inside himself, and both the Zanpakuto and the Deathlord were changed. Zanpakuto and the Deathlord are both in Kurosaki Ichigo's body, and he would wear them as long as he thought about it, and his Shikai and Bankai were permanent. This is the Deathlord outfit and Tensa Zanjetsu when the protagonist Ichigo becomes Bankai. Seeing these, his face flushed with excitement. What made him even more happy was that his dungeon interface was actually turned on, and when he saw the description of the dungeon interface, he went crazy again. Dungeon interface. It is divided into primary dungeons, median-level dungeons, and top-level dungeons. Primary dungeons are Jillian-level dungeons, median-level dungeons are Ajukas-level dungeons, and top-level dungeons are Vasto Lord-level dungeons. Both are infinite, and defeating them will spawn random items. Seeing this, he was so happy that he could finally go to a place to vent. After 2 years, he was finally able to fight those illusory things. Then he clicked on the dungeon interface, and then he clicked on the primary dungeon and disappeared in this room, and that's it. Everything outside seemed to be frozen and motionless. Jillian, most common. Inferior, most have general appearance, black outer body, white long-nosed mask, and relatively low abilities. They are huge in size, but slow in movement, and have an intelligence quotient similar to that of beasts. Strong phantoms are formed by devouring the spiritual power of hundreds of ordinary phantoms. It needs to evolve by continuously devouring spirits. During the evolution to the Ajuka's level, it will leave the lowest level and become a phantom close to the animal-shaped armor. Ronilo is such a special aggregate that absorbs other virtual spiritual powers into its own abilities. Ajuka's median level, has a higher ability. Most of Arankar is this level. The IQ is very high, and the combat power is several times that of Jillian, and he is responsible for commanding the huge Jillian group. It still needs to evolve by constantly devouring spirits. Once bitten by a higher level Manos Grande, it will permanently stop evolving and even be swallowed up to become part of the latter's power. There are two evolution directions of Ajukas. First, the power reaches the bottleneck, and it is always Ajukas that cannot continue to increase the power. Second, the power rises to a new height and becomes Vasto Lord after breaking through the bottleneck. In Espada, except for number 9 Arankar, which is Jillian, all others belong to Ajukas or higher. Vasto Lord Vastrode, superior. The top-level avatar is several times smaller than the avatar, and its size is similar to that of a human. The first 4 blades in Espada are at this level. Has the strongest ability, above the Shinigami captain level, and there are not many in the entire Hueco Mundo. The higher the level of Manos Grande, the more human-like physique and sanity. After liberation, the change of the ontology is also smaller. Chapter 3. First battle and promise. When he came to his senses, he appeared in a place that looked like a coliseum, but this place is so huge that it is not an exaggeration to say that it is the home of Ultraman and monsters. Suddenly, an interface appeared in front of him, which said 2 options, start and exit, and he understood it when he saw it. Afterwards, he wanted to start the dungeon after filling up his new skills first. After filling up his new skills, he looked at the interface. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age: 2 years old. Spouse: none. Potential: unlimited Ryotsu. Captain: level 11 and 4 175ths. Zanpakuto: the perfect Zanjetsu, Bankai, Keto. LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. White hits: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent Moon: LVMAX level, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack: Hōgyoku, character fragments X4, beginner express X500, median level express X300, top level express X200. He is also a little happy to see his current attributes. Advertisement. Then he clicked the start button, and the scene became a little depressing. Then came out of the arena with a height of more than 40 or 50 meters. Kurosaki Ichigo was a little nervous when he saw this, because he was fighting such a monster for the first time. It was very funny to see him confronting a Jillian, because now he is still a 2-year-old child, and seeing a 2-year-old child holding a Zanpakuto, wearing a Death Tyrant costume and confronting a Jillian, it is disgusting. It's a joke. Anyone who tells it to it will think that this person must be insane, but when all this is really in front of you now, even if you don't want to believe it, there's nothing you can do. Seeing this Manos Grande appearing in front of him, he thought it should be a dream, but this is not a dream. I always wanted to live when I could truly appreciate the world, but when all this happened in front of you, you were a little confused. While Kurosaki Ichigo was watching Jillian thinking wildly, Jillian actually attacked him first. Kurosaki Ichigo didn't even block, and was kicked away by Jillian. When he was kicked, he came back to his senses, but he couldn't dodge anymore, so he had to use Ryotsu to form a shield to block Jillian's attack, but was still kicked away, and then he used Ryotsu to form a shield. He stabilized his body and attacked it, and Jillian started to unleash its attack. It was charging his Sero in front of the mask. Kurosaki Ichigo knew it was Sero when he saw the red light, but he didn't stop Jillian's movements, but raised his sword over his head and prepared to confront Sero with his newly acquired skills to see which one was stronger. When Sero was charged, it shot Sero directly at Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Ichigo was ready. He called Crescent Moon Chenchong and then sent a black crescent-like slash from his blade. And that slash directly broke Jillian's attack and gave Jillian a knife or two. Seeing this, he jumped up with joy. Then he discovered that a character fragment had been added to his backpack. The character fragments have also become 5. When he saw this, of course he knew that this place was a good place to brush equipment, so he felt that he was about to become a hero. After seeing this, he also calmed down, thinking about being ruthless, absolutely ruthless, and not destroying my image because of these things. These things will definitely happen in the future, and he must be ruthless thinking about his second opponent. When I came out, I saw this little Ichigo rushing up excitedly, cutting it down with one knife, not even giving it a chance to prepare. Then he has been venting here the depression and fighting spirit that he has been unable to vent for the past 2 years. And he does. The way to deal with each Jillian is different. First Keto, then Shunpo, then Slash, and finally take Zanpakuto back and fight Jillian with white hits. When he killed nearly 500 Jillians, he was a little annoyed, and he was worried that his parents would not be able to find him. So he silently quit and went back to his cot. Then he looked at the time, and that time didn't move at all. It was still the same time as when he went in, and then he knew. When he entered the dungeon, the outside world was still, but when he thought of this, he was excited again. He didn't expect the system to be so powerful. He never thought that he could actually check and balance a world. While he was thinking about something on the bed, the door was opened, and it was the Kurosakis and Urahara Kazuki who came. Kurosaki-san, you see your son is 2 years old now. Should I ask him if he wants to be a Shinigami? If so, Yoruichi and I will train him personally and promise to bring you back a super strong Shinigami. Urahara Kazuki comforted them. I won't stop him from doing whatever he wants, as long as he wants to do whatever Kurosaki Ichigo's dad said. Originally, I don't really want him to come into contact with that world and let him live his life in peace, but as long as he wants to go, I agree, Kurosaki Ichigo's mother said. Alright. I know what Urahara Kazuki said, advertisement. They walked towards me as they talked, and when they came to my side, they were amazed again, because they found out that my Ryotsu has been strengthened again. See here, Urahara Kazuki said to see, this little guy should be born to become a Shinigami child. Every time I see him, his Ryotsu gets stronger. What a monster. I already have a captain level Ryotsu, so when I become an adult, do I want to become a captain level person? He was a little emotional. Seeing this, the Kurosakis didn't say anything, and our protagonist Kurosaki Ichigo-sawa asked his parents, who is he? Why are you here? He pretended not to know. The Kurosaki couple lovingly said to him, this is the teacher who is looking for you, and they said it against their intentions who came to teach you specifically. Yes, I am a teacher, and Urahara Kazuki, who came to you to teach something, said this. Then Urahara Kazuki asked again, would you like to study with me at uncle? Then will I be separated from my parents? Kurosaki Ichigo said with a bit of reluctance. Of course not, as long as you finish learning what you need to learn every day, you can go home, Urahara Kazuki said seductively. Okay. Anything is fine as long as you don't go to school separately from your parents, so Kurosaki Ichigo agreed, because he had to have a better reason to tell his parents anyway. Otherwise, how could he explain this strength? So I had to go to Urahara Kazuki to study as an excuse to show my strength little by little. Urahara Kazuki seemed a little happy to see him agreeing. That's fine, we'll see you tomorrow, he said and went outside. See me tomorrow and waved. The Kurosakis also went out to see him off. Then I was the only one left in the room. Thinking of tomorrow, he mustered up his energy and looked at the system interface. Although he can break through now, he doesn't want to upgrade, because they have just upgraded once and now they will definitely find something. So he fell asleep watching it, because children sleep most of the day. Chapter 4. Initial teaching. The day after he promised Urahara Kazuki, he went there with his parents and saw Kurosaki Ichigo's mother came too. So Urahara Kazuki said hello. Oops. I didn't expect Kurosaki-san to come here, it's very welcome. Alright. Don't say which ones are missing. This time I just came here to help my son lead the way, and see how you're going to train my son, Kurosaki Ichigo's father said. Alright. I see, Urahara Kazuki looked at me after saying that. Oh little Ichigo. You don't understand this yet. Let me tell you something about this first, Urahara Kazuki said. Oh, yes, but I'm going to call me little Ichigo. I'm not little now, Kurosaki Ichigo retorted. What will you be called then? But you are really young now, Urahara Kazuki touched my head after saying that. Seeing the hand on his head, after looking at his height and comparing his height, he couldn't say anything, only sat down depressed on the ground. Kurosaki's mother saw her son's depression and went up to comfort him. It's alright. Everyone has a childhood as long as they grow up, she comforted him in a low voice. Seeing where his wife and son were talking, how could a father not hear him? Just as he was about to go up and say something to his son to comfort him, Urahara stopped him and said, Kurosaki-san, don't go over, let the mother and son talk for a while, because they will be separated soon, he said in a low voice. What? To separate? You didn't say that yesterday. Why is it changing now? Dad Kurosaki was a little p******d. No, it's because I see that Ryotsu's current Ryotsu is not much better than the general captain, so I want him to try to communicate with his own Zanpakuto to awaken Zanpakuto, Urahara Kazuki explained. No, this child is still so young, how could he succeed? Don't lie to me, what Kurosaki's father said. Nothing is absolute, is it? There are exceptions to everything, it can't be all that way, can it? Urahara Kazuki persuaded. Then he went on to say if it doesn't work, I won't force him to do it, okay? Hearing this, he kind of accepts his statement, advertisement. Okay, if you can't force him, or I'll fight with you, Kurosaki's father said a little bit fiercely. By the time they've finished speaking, the other half is almost done. Then Dad Kurosaki said, we have brought you my son, so let's say goodbye, he said to Urahara Kazuki. Alright, then I will not send you, Urahara Kazuki said. You can't bully him, or beat him, you know, if you dare to tell him. Kurosaki's mother said a lot to Urahara Kazuki, and it wasted more than half an hour. Finally, she told me to pick you up at night and walked out a little reluctantly. Seeing that his parents were walking out, he looked at Urahara Kazuki seriously. Urahara Kazuki saw that Kurosaki Ichigo looked at him seriously like a little adult, a little funny, and then he asked Tessai Tsukabishi to bring some things, and saw that it was some sealed state in the glove that separated the soul and the body. Then Urahara put on the gloves and looked at me and said, Are you ready? I'm going to start now, he said to Kurosaki Ichigo. Ready. Let's start, Kurosaki Ichigo said firmly. Then Urahara slapped Kurosaki Ichigo, and instead of hitting the body, he actually hit someone exactly like him. Of course, Urahara Kazuki can't hit Kurosaki Ichigo's soul, because his soul and body are completely integrated into one, becoming a spiritual body. Of course, he can't hit his soul. That body is just a blindfold, formed with the power of the system in order to deceive them. Urahara saw this and said to him, "Don't be afraid. This is just a game, it can be over soon." Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo couldn't help but think of a previous life where he saw an uncle seducing a little loli on the computer and said, come with uncle will take you to see goldfish." Thinking of this, he couldn't help but have a black line on his face. Seeing that Kurosaki Ichigo looked like he was watching pervert, he couldn't hang himself, so he coughed and changed the subject. "Alright, now it's time for the real subject." He also became serious and looked at me. "Now pick up that knife, then sit down, close your glasses, and don't think about anything." Urahara Kazuki spoke to him word by word. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo can't help but think of the children who were taught by the kindergarten teacher in the previous life. Then he came back to God and said he knew. Advertisement. Then he took the knife in his hand, sat down and stopped thinking about the mess. Did he really not think about the mess? Of course not. Where did he sit? He took out his system interface and looked at it. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age: 2 years old. Spouse: none. Potential: unlimited. Ryotsu: Captain. Level 11 and 200-175 can be upgraded. Zanpakuto: the perfect Zanjetsu, Bankai, Kido. LVMAX 12, asterisk. Shunpo: LVMAX level 12, asterisk. White hits: LVMAX level 12, asterisk. Chopping: LVMAX 12, asterisk. Combat experience: LVMAX 12, asterisk. Crescent moon: LVMAX level, asterisk. Backpack: Hōgyoku, character fragments X200, beginner express X800, median level express X300, top level express X200. He is happy to see this, because he can break through again, but he doesn't want to upgrade now because there is no way to explain it. So he thought of using Zanpakuto Shikai as a cover. Moreover, he also knew that the primary dungeon would only produce character fragments and primary experience beads, so he imagined that the median level dungeon would give out median level experience beads, and the top level dungeon would give out top level experience beads. Although these are just his current conjectures, it cannot be said that this is false. So it's been nearly 3 hours since he thought that something was okay. He felt it was time to wake up now. Chapter 5. Surprised it's been 3 hours, Urahara Kazuki thought that he should have failed, but there is no such a small child. How could he succeed in liberating his Zanpakuto? This has never happened in the history of Soul Society, and he is not so hopeful when he thinks of it, was about to go to tell him not to do it. Let's learn something else. When suddenly a very powerful Ryotsu emanated from Kurosaki Ichigo, it was a little strange to see him here. At this point Kurosaki Ichigo stood up and said, "Forget the fear, look ahead, go forward, don't stop. Retreat only to old age, cowardly will bring death. Call Zanjetsu." After finishing speaking, the Ryotsu pillar appeared and a huge blade with a shape like a kitchen knife came out from there. There was no pattern or guard. When not in use, the bandage stretched and wrapped around the blade, and came out as a child who replaced the sheath. Urahara Kazuki was surprised when he saw this, then he came to Kurosaki Ichigo and said, "Is this what your Zanpakuto Shikai looks like?" he asked suspiciously. "Yes, this is my Zanpakuto, but..." Kurosaki Ichigo he admitted it outright, but at the end he said a but. Hearing this Urahara Kazuki thought his Zanpakuto was a little flawed, so asked, "But what?" "It's just that Zanpakuto can't change back, so a little annoying. Holding this huge kitchen knife all the time, do people think I'm a chef?" Kurosaki Ichigo said with some annoyance. Hearing this, Urahara Kazuki can't sit still, pointing at him, you. But he didn't say the whole thing. Everyone else was wondering why his Zanpakuto couldn't do Shikai, and he couldn't figure it out if he wanted to break his head. "You should go straight to Shikai, and you're picky about this and that. If you're not one, I've beaten you up, kid." Seeing that Urahara Kazuki seemed to be thinking about something, he was bored, so he carried his large kitchen knife to the side to practice, because I could finally hold Zanpakuto in front of others, so I was very happy, picked up Zanpakuto. It was a crescent moon, and Urahara Kazuki, who just saw this scene, was stunned again. Urahara Kazuki thought, "Wow, this kid is the reincarnation of the Spirit King. So soon you can use Zanpakuto to unleash your own exclusive tricks. And this power is not small, straight out of a tunnel several kilometers long came out, and that's not counting his hips." Advertisement EH. Why did he lift Zanpakuto again? Why don't he try this trick? That's not good. Thinking of this, he went straight to Kurosaki Ichigo's side to stop him. That's all right, Ichigo. You did a great job, we've finished this, so now let's move on to the next project. Change Zanpakuto back to its original form and put it away. Urahara Kazuki seemed to be unable to speak calmly. That teacher. My Zanpakuto can be changed back, it seems to be Shikai forever, Kurosaki Ichigo said a little aggrieved. Urahara Kazuki wants to scold her again when she hears this. I feel a little wronged. Do you think I don't want a Zanpakuto who can be Shikai all the time? It's true that people are more dead than people, and goods are thrown away. Oh, so that's it? Now let's learn something called Kido. This Kido is divided into Hado, Bakudo and Kaido. To put it simply, Hado is attacking, Bakudo is catching people, and Kaido is healing wounds. Do you understand? Urahara Kazuki asked. Got it, Kurosaki Ichigo said. Well, now I'll call you Hado, because Hado is a lot easier than the other two, Urahara Kazuki said. Understood. Kurosaki Ichigo has been pretending to be so tender, he can't stand it anymore. Now I'm going to give you one of Bakudo and one of Hado. After the two Kido finished speaking, he directly showed one of Hado, and then put a one of Bakudo on me. Let me feel it, it's really annoying. Although I directly used Ryotsu to disperse this Kido to the town, it still made me a little angry. If it becomes stronger in the future, I must slap it well, it's a real slap. After Urahara Kazuki finished covering up, I followed him to cover up. Hado dashed directly at a hill and shattered the hill. Seeing this, Urahara Kazuki sighed a little bit. He really deserved to be the reincarnation of the Spirit King. What? At this time, Urahara Kazuki has regarded him as the reincarnation of the Spirit King. Otherwise you can say who can be so powerful. But Kurosaki Ichigo didn't stop after he performed it, and then said to Urahara Kazuki that one of the Bakudo was shoved. Urahara Kazuki felt a restraining force restrain him, and seeing this, he felt a little sigh that he was getting old. Oh, okay, learn these today. Go back now. I'll teach you a new Kido tomorrow, Urahara Kazuki said. Let him go back first. Advertisement. Seeing this, he agreed, and come back tomorrow. After seeing Kurosaki Ichigo leave, Urahara Kazuki sighed that this kid will definitely surpass Aizen, and he is a trump card to deal with Aizen's plan after saying that he wanted to go back. But do you admire him so much? Said a black cat. Urahara Kazuki was not surprised at all to see him talking, and then he told Shihouin Yoruichi about today's events, and Shihouin Yoruichi was also surprised after that. How about it? I'm right. This kid is a trump card against Aizen, don't you think? Urahara Kazuki said happily. Well, I'll talk about this after I see him tomorrow, Shihouin Yoruichi said. Are you going to teach him? Urahara Kazuki asked a bit unrealistically. What's wrong? Can't I teach him? Shihouin Yoruichi asked back. Of course not, of course not. I am very happy that you taught him, Urahara Kazuki said quickly. Then Shihouin Yoruichi left. Urahara Kazuki was relieved to see her gone. The screen turns to look at our protagonist, who is walking to his home, but he doesn't know that there is a person behind him, and this person is also the person he has always wanted to see. Shihouin Yoruichi ran after Kurosaki Ichigo after he left the Urahara store, and followed him. Why couldn't Kurosaki Ichigo find it? Because he now has a captain-level Ryotsu, but the use of Ryotsu is really lacking, so he can't find others. Of course, there is also Shihouin Yoruichi's very powerful way of hiding. Chapter 6. See you at last. When Kurosaki Ichigo walked into the house by himself and saw his mother cooking, he walked towards her. Mom, I'm back, said to her. Why did you come back so early? Do you not want to study anymore? If you don't want to learn, then don't learn. As he said that, he asked him about the long and short. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo felt that he must become stronger and protect this rare family affection. No mother, I have learned, so he let me come back first, Kurosaki Ichigo explained. Oh, so this is all. Then go wash your hands first, let's take a rest, and call you down for dinner later, Kurosaki's mother said softly. Oh, understood. Go wash your hands after that. Seeing Kurosaki's mother here is very gratifying, because Kurosaki Ichigo has been very well behaved since he was sensible. He knows what can't be done and what can be done. Everything is false. But, no matter what, he is our child. It was the child I gave birth to in October of my pregnancy. No matter what he did right or not, I stood by his side. Thinking of this, she went back to cook again. Kurosaki Ichigo went back to his room after washing. He looked at his property panel name, Kurosaki Ichigo. S*X. Male age, 2 years old. Spouse, none. Potential, unlimited. Ryotsu. Captain, level 12 and 25 200s. Zanpakuto. The perfect Sanjetsu, Bankai. Kido. LVMAX 12. Asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX level 12. Asterisk. White hits. LVMAX level 12. Asterisk. Advertisement shopping. LVMAX 12. Asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX 12. Asterisk. Crescent moon. LVMAX level. Asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Character fragments X25. Beginner Express X800. Median level Express X300. Top level Express X200. He was very satisfied to see this, that Ryotsu was promoted because of Shikai in front of Urahara Kazuki today. There are still a few years left until Yohabach takes it away, so it's not the time for the pure-blooded Quincy's power. Before that, there must be power to organize this matter, so he thought about it, and every day, he would enter the dungeon and kill some ghosts. Come to get character fragments, but they won't rise very fast, because the power rises too fast and can't control your own power well, which will be very bad. While he was thinking about something and planning something, a cat meow suddenly came from the window. He looked there and saw a little black cat with yellow eyes. When he saw this, he knew it was Shihouin Yoruichi. Seeing this, he was very excited, but he didn't show it, because he couldn't act like a pig brother in front of his goddess, so he acted very calm, but his heart was not calm at all. He got up and filled the cat up and said, "Are you hungry?" he said to her. She meowed. Then he didn't think anything about thinking that she was hungry, so he went downstairs with a bag of milk and a plate. He poured the milk on the plate, put it in front of her and said, "Drink it, you're welcome. If it's not enough, I can go get it again," and look at her after talking, as if I'm waiting for her to drink it and give it to him again. Shihouin Yoruichi also acted like she was very hungry, and finished the plate of milk. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo asked, "Do you want more?" Shihouin Yoruichi shook his head. Kurosaki Ichigo saw this and said, "You are really a very spiritual cat. I really don't know what your master did, and he actually lost you, really irresponsible." As he spoke, he patted her head. The black cat also cooperated with him and rubbed his palm like it was very comfortable. Just when he was about to say something, "Ichigo, come down, it's time to eat. My mother called me downstairs, so I had to go down, and when I was about to say something to her, she disappeared." Then he thought he should go back. He awakened in his own heart and must catch Shihouin Yoruichi. Then he went downstairs. Another black cat suddenly appeared at the window, looked at the direction he left, pondered for a while, and left. Downstairs, when the family of 3 was eating, Kurosaki's father said, "How about Ichigo? What did I pay today? Did you learn it?" he asked Ichigo curiously. "Oh, today. How to liberate Zanpakuto and Aikido and Abakuto." Kurosaki Ichigo answered with some dismay. "Oh, how to liberate Zanpakuto today. How did you learn it?" Father Kurosaki asked steadily. He felt that this must not have been learned, so his son was depressed, so he wanted to comfort him. "By the way, to teach Urahara Kazuki a good lesson tonight. How could such a small child be able to liberate Zanpakuto? What a mess." He clearly did not consider that his son would be able to free Zanpakuto. Advertisement. When he was about to comfort his son aloud, he said, "It's all right, but I didn't give all Kido to me," Kurosaki Ichigo said in frustration. Oh, it doesn't matter, it's normal not to free Zanpakuto now, your dad and me." Kurosaki's dad was about to say when he was liberating Zanpakuto and felt wrong. All learned. "What did you say?" "It's all right, Dad." Kurosaki can't believe it. Kurosaki's mother is also a little surprised. "Yes. If not, of course something so simple can do it." Kurosaki Ichigo said it very easily. Hearing this, Kurosaki's father wanted to vomit blood. "Is this really that simple? Think how much I suffered in order to liberate Zanpakuto. How could it be so simple?" in his mouth. "Is it that I can't keep up with the pace of this era, or what?" "Ah, Ichigo, is this true? Have you really liberated Zanpakuto? Don't lie," Kurosaki's mother asked seriously. "Of course it's true. I lied to no one and I won't lie to my parents. If you don't believe me, I'll show you Zanpakuto." Kurosaki Ichigo said a little unhappily. Hearing this, Kurosaki's father also recovered and said, "Good, then show us Zanpakuto Shikai, and if you're telling the truth, I'm not going to spank you well," he said slightly seriously. Hearing this, Kurosaki's mother is a little bit upset for her son. "Say what? You are going to hit my son? If you dare to hit my son, I will tell you to worry about her and threaten him." No, wife, listen to me, I'm just talking and I won't do anything to him. No matter what, he's my son, right? Kurosaki's father spoke to her flatteringly. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo never thought that his father was a strict wife. "It's unbelievable. I absolutely can't be a strict wife, but I'm not quite sure. Well, I don't want to anymore, I'm still so young." "Why do you think so much? Quickly settle the matter in front of you." "Parents, stop arguing, let me show you first," Kurosaki Ichigo said to them. They stopped arguing and looked at him together, and he entered the Shinigami and took Zanpakuto out to show them. "Mom and Dad, this is my Zanpakuto," he said to them, and they both had only one word in their heads. How could it be impossible for anyone to imagine that a 2-year-old child could accomplish something that even an adult couldn't accomplish? Okay. After a while they all came to their senses. "Is this real? Wife, hit me up and see if it's a dream," Kurosaki's father said to his mother. Then she slapped him directly, and when she felt the pain, Kurosaki's father and mother realized that this was not a dream, it was real. Kurosaki's father jumped up and hugged Kurosaki Ichigo and said, "My son is a genius. My son is a genius." I can't finish talking. Then my mother snatched me from my father's arms and said, "Okay, stop jumping around. Just know it, what to do if you frighten a child," Mom said angrily. Later, Kurosaki's father also returned to normal, but the joy on his face could not be taken back, saying, "That son, so what's your Zanpakuto's name?" Kurosaki's father asked him. He also answered truthfully, "My Zanpakuto is called Zanjetsu." Hearing the name, Kurosaki's father was even more happy and said, "As expected of my son, Zanpakuto's name is similar to mine. Mine is Injetsu and my son's is Zanjetsu." "Ha ha ha," Kurosaki's father shouted very excitedly. Seeing this, Kurosaki's mother couldn't take it anymore, so she gave him a punch to calm him down. "All right, Ichigo, are you full now? If you are full, go back to your room and sleep," Kurosaki's mother said to him very gently. "Oh, got it, I'm full, I'll go back to my room first." Go back to the room. After saying that, after returning to the room, he saw that the black cat hadn't come back, but he was not in a hurry, but lay on the bed and brushed the copy. His body disappeared in a blink of an eye. If you see this scene, it won't necessarily shock many people, but with his disappearance the world stopped functioning. Chapter 7. Surprised again after he came out of the dungeon, he wanted to go straight to sleep. Who taught that B**************** D dad, because he knew that his son was very good, so he didn't sleep all night, and even made my mother and I quarreled and couldn't sleep. Now, my mother gave him a few punches angrily and let him settle down for a while. Who knew his resilience was really amazing? Getting punched a few times by my mom and replying after a few seconds, I was kind of wondering what his body was made of. Afterwards, I spent the night in the cheers of my father and the sound of my mother beating my father. Although I didn't have any eye circles when I woke up, I was still very tired, did not rest well. Seeing my listless appearance, she knew that it must be because of his father's quarrel last night, and directly ignored her own fault. Look, it's all your fault. Who made your kid who was yelling and yelling didn't sleep well last night, and the neighbors came to complain, Mom said to Dad fiercely. It's not just my fault what happened yesterday, and your voice is not too small, Dad retorted, but the sound became smaller and smaller as it went to the back. When she heard this, my mother was dissatisfied. She thought in her heart that she dared to talk back and said, "You dare to say that it is not your fault, then it is still my fault," Mom said angrily. Of course, is this kind of thing a problem for both parties? Dad regretted it when he finished speaking. When I saw my mother's fire-breathing glasses, I thought I had to run away. Mom and Dad, I'm done eating, I'm going to class. After I finished speaking, I went out. When my mother saw it, she said, "Be careful on the road and study hard. Cook your favorite dish at night and wave at me." Seeing this, my father was about to slip away and said, I'm full too, now it's time to go to the clinic." When he was about to leave, suddenly someone behind him pulled him and said, "Husband, where are you going?" He was then pulled into a room, and a few seconds later he heard begging and fighting, albeit one-sided beatings. The picture returns to our protagonist. After our protagonist came out of the house, he walked towards the Urahara store, and after 10 minutes of walking, he came to the door of a store. Seeing this, he opened the door and walked in. After saying hello to Tessai Tsukabishi, he went to the training ground. It was just a basement, but the basement was bigger. After walking down, he saw Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi staying together, of course Yoruichi in human form. He knew he was going to learn Shunpo when he saw this, and then he pretended not to know her and said, "Hey, Urahara, who is she?" Kurosaki Ichigo didn't seem to know her when asked. Urahara Kazuki looked a little helpless when he heard his words. "Oh Ichigo, why don't you just call me teacher?" "Really?" he said to him aggrieved. Hearing this he said to Urahara Kazuki, "Well, don't make trouble, tell me who she is," Kurosaki Ichigo asked seriously. "This is what I found for you. Shihouin Yoruichi Urahara Kazuki, the teacher who taught you Shunpo, is no longer in trouble," he said seriously. "But why do I feel very uncomfortable seeing him when I see him being serious? Forget it, let's talk to my Yoruichi." "Advertisement, you are my teacher, how is your strength better than his?" Kurosaki Ichigo asked Shihouin Yoruichi. "Why ask such a question? Does this make any difference?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked with some doubts. I heard Shihouin Yoruichi's voice. As expected, she is the goddess I like, even her voice is so nice, and then she said, "Because I saw him upset for a long time, I wanted you to beat him for me, and then I really wanted to beat him myself, but now I am strong, it's too bad, so I want to ask you, Kurosaki Ichigo, to tell her." Hearing this, Urahara Kazuki cried out, saying, "Oh Ichigo, how could you do this to me? Did I do something bad to you?" Urahara Kazuki said to Kurosaki Ichigo aggrieved. "This is not true, but it is very unpleasant to look at you, so I want to beat you up." Kurosaki Ichigo said it bluntly. "Is that because of that? That's why you want to beat me? What logic is this? Where is Urahara Kazuki crying?" Shihouin Yoruichi actually smiled when I saw her, and I was fascinated by her smile. It seemed that I was looking at him all the time, or was it because I didn't want others to see me laugh? Of course, this other person is Urahara Kazuki. I'm pretty sure thinking of Urahara Kazuki. When did I become someone else? Me. Of course it's you, disturbing me in my Yoruichi suite? Urahara Kazuki. When did this Yoruichi become yours? How'd I not know? Me. Shut up, of course it's mine. And then she said to me, "I can't beat him. So this wish can only be fulfilled when you grow up," said and patted my head. Originally, I didn't want others to touch my head, but it was my future wife, so it's okay to let her touch it. Thinking of this, he also accepted her touching his head. Seeing that Shihouin Yoruichi could touch his head, Urahara Kazuki felt even more aggrieved, so he said, "Why can Yoruichi touch your head but I can't?" He said very aggrievedly, as if he would cry if you couldn't say something. "That's because you are too wretched, and she is a beautiful woman. Of course beautiful women have privileges." Kurosaki Ichigo said it seriously. Hearing this sentence, Urahara Kazuki was shot directly, and Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy when he heard this. "Your child's mouth is so sweet. I don't know how many girls will be deceived by you to pinch their faces." I thought to myself, of course there is only one, that is you. After that, she felt as if she was going to digress, so she coughed and said, "Okay, don't make trouble. Now it's time to teach you Shunpo. After that, tell me how to use Shunpo. How about it? Got it?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked. "And leave our boss Urahara Kazuki alone. Where is he still petrified?" "I will," Kurosaki Ichigo said to Shihouin Yoruichi. After Shihouin Yoruichi heard it, he felt that he must have heard it wrong and asked, "Did you really learn it?" I replied, "I really learned it. How about I show you if you don't believe me? After Kurosaki Ichigo finished speaking, he teleported directly to the exit, and then teleported back again. Shihouin Yoruichi was also shocked when he saw this. Suddenly Urahara Kazuki came out of the petrification and said to Shihouin Yoruichi, "How is it? I just said this guy is a monster, you still don't believe it." After hearing what Urahara Kazuki said, Shihouin Yoruichi also recovered and said, "What an amazing talent. What if he could really stop that guy?" Shihouin Yoruichi looked at him after saying that. Seeing Yoruichi's shocked look, Kurosaki Ichigo was very proud, but he didn't show it on his face. After learning Shunpo, Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi taught together those Kido who hadn't taught yesterday. Chapter 8. Actual combat. Kurosaki Ichigo learned everything they gave him, and it was a miracle for Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi to see that Kurosaki Ichigo could learn all Kido in one day. It's not just one day, just half a day to finish Kido. Then it was noon, so they called Kurosaki Ichigo to eat and rest for a while. "Ah, Ichigo, you are really amazing. Sometimes I wonder if you could have these things before?" Urahara Kazuki said jokingly. "Of course I haven't learned it, and if I did, I won't come," Kurosaki Ichigo retorted. "It's rare that they found out, it's impossible. I must not have noticed, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Yoruichi. I have seen Yoruichi now, and now I want to develop a good relationship with her, and then I will confess to her when I grow up, but this Urahara Kazuki has to watch carefully if he has anything wrong with Yoruichi and kill him directly." Thinking about it, he seemed a little happy, but it didn't show on his face. Shihouin Yoruichi sees Kurosaki Ichigo with the same expression whenever he is, whether he is happy or in any other mood, nothing can be seen on his face, so she wants to see him. What is the expression like? "Ah, Ichigo, why do you always look like this? Are you not happy or sad?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked him. "Why do you ask that?" Kurosaki Ichigo asked back, "Not anymore. Why don't you laugh every time we praise you? It's the same expression all day, so I just asked, and you become like this when you're a child, so I wanted to ask you what Shihouin Yoruichi said." Actually, since the protagonist was reborn as Kurosaki Ichigo, he was always taciturn, so he developed a thing that made him unable to change the expression on his face, even if he wanted to change it now. Urahara Kazuki also tied up when he heard this. The ears wanted to hear Kurosaki Ichigo's answer. Kurosaki Ichigo said bluntly, "Do we have to express our feelings? As long as we know it in our hearts, we can be happy in our hearts, right? Is it not possible?" Kurosaki Ichigo asked 3 questions in return. Shihouin Yoruichi and Urahara Kazuki had nothing to say on the spot. Then he didn't say anything and went to the underground practice field after eating. "See here," Shihouin Yoruichi said, "his character is still colder than Byakuya Kuchiki. No, Byakuya Kuchiki is not as cold as him. At least Byakuya Kuchiki sounds good in other respects." Having said that, he looked at Urahara Kazuki, and Urahara Kazuki saw Shihouin Yoruichi looking at himself. His character is innate. Since he was a child, he was smarter and too sensible than all children, which caused him to have no friends when he was a child. What do you think? Children of this age are playing with toys, watching TV, and playing with friends, but he has no interest in these at all, just like an adult. If he is not a 2-year-old child, I think he is. What about a guy about my age who beat an adult? Urahara Kazuki said. Advertisement. I know all these things, and I've been watching him grow up anyway. How could he not know him? The most important thing for us now is to change his character, otherwise he will keep a straight face, and even his future companions will not be too close to him, Shihouin Yoruichi said. We can't change this now, anyway, it is innate, so it takes a lot of time to change, so think about how to cure his character, Urahara Kazuki said. They were both silent again, and after a while Urahara Kazuki spoke. Why? Why does Yoruichi-san care so much about him? Urahara Kazuki asked in confusion. Hearing Urahara Kazuki's rhetorical question, Shihouin Yoruichi was a little nervous and didn't know how to answer, and there was a blush on his face, but it disappeared immediately. He looked at Urahara Kazuki, and when he saw that he didn't notice, he let out a sigh of relief and said, of course. It's to deal with Aizen. Just like Ichigo is limited no matter how strong he is, do you think he can kill Aizen by himself in the end? Anyway, I have to find him a partner. Shihouin Yoruichi said it righteously. This is too. We can't put all our expectations on Ichigo. This puts too much pressure on him. Although he is motivated by pressure, he is only a child now, Urahara Kazuki said with approval. Yes, that's what I think. We all have to work hard. We can't just let Ichigo work hard and we do nothing. The most important thing is that Aizen cannot be alone. Anyway, there are others, aren't they? Isn't that Tosen Kanami and Ichimaru Jin his subordinates? Shihouin Yoruichi said. Hearing this, Urahara Kazuki stopped talking. They all knew that Aizen was a very scheming and powerful person. Otherwise, why would they leave Soul Society and not go back for 200 years? Because Aizen's Zanpakuto's abilities are just too enchanting. That is the perfect control of the 5 senses. It will kill you before you even know it, or be killed by your own comrades. It is useless to think of the number of people here, only to think of other methods. They both looked at where the child was sitting and thought. Aizen has given you a very big problem this time. In their opinion, Kurosaki Ichigo can definitely defeat Aizen, but he must not be allowed to fight Aizen when his strength is not strong enough to compete with Aizen, because as long as he sees the liberation of Aizen Zanpakuto, it will be a lifetime can't beat him. Thinking of this, both of them were determined to train him well. Then the two of them walked towards Kurosaki Ichigo and said, "Okay, Ichigo is a combat class in the afternoon. We are going to see the actual combat. How was your actual combat performance?" Saying that, Urahara Kazuki released his own Zanpakuto cry, "Koji?" Then Zanpakuto turned into a thin blade with no guard, a red knot where the guard should have been, and a knife with a curved back at the end of the hilt. Then Urahara Kazuki said to Kurosaki Ichigo, "Ichigo, although I won't take it too seriously, don't be too arrogant." After he finished speaking, he raised the knife and said, "Ichigo, be serious. Don't blame me if you get killed." After saying that, he took the knife and cut it down. A slash made by Ryotsu came out of the blade, and Kurosaki Ichigo was a little happy to see that, because he could finally fight, otherwise it would be annoying to keep learning what he had already learned. Then Kurosaki Ichigo also raised his knife to him and said that the crescent moon rushed out with a crescent like Ryotsu slash. Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi were a little relieved to see here, because Kurosaki Ichigo was not stunned by the sudden attack, and also it's good to fight back decisively, they thought. After that, the two attacks collided, where a huge cross-shaped crack was formed, but the battle isn't over yet. Chapter 9. Enlightenment. Seeing that Kurosaki Ichigo actually resisted his own attack, he felt relieved and said, "Not bad, it can actually resist my attack, and it is well offset, but now I will be a little more serious. You have to be careful." Speaking to Kurosaki Ichigo, Kurosaki Ichigo says, "Bring it on. I also want to see the difference between me and you." After talking about the difference between me and you, his glasses have actually changed, turned blue, and there is Ryotsu flowing in his glasses, and they are both a little serious here. Suddenly Kurosaki Ichigo used Shunpo to come to the front of Urahara Kazuki and cut it down, but Urahara Kazuki is also the former captain of the 12th Division. It was very easy to block the attack and face him until and then said, Hado number 4 white thunder flashed from his fingertips to lightning. Kurosaki Ichigo narrowly avoided this attack, but what to say about his clothes, it was still attacked by this white thunder. But he is also a little fortunate. Then he paid more attention to him, not despised anymore, because it was always smooth sailing in the dungeon, so he also despised him, and he was Shinigami, not some irrational Jillian. Then, after thinking about it, he mustered his whole body to secretly guard against his sneak attack. After that, Urahara Kazuki came behind him instantly and cut down without hesitation. Kurosaki Ichigo saw him disappear and sensed that he was attacking him, so he used Shunpo to dodge. Kurosaki Ichigo Urahara Kazuki didn't get discouraged without hitting Kurosaki Ichigo. Shunpo disappeared and came to his side. Seeing Urahara Kazuki coming, Kurosaki Ichigo also used Shunpo to escape. Then Urahara Kazuki's attack failed again and chased after him. After the two of them chased and escaped for more than a minute, Urahara Kazuki said helplessly, "Don't run away. If you run like this, you can't make any progress in actual combat." Urahara Kazuki faced him. Say. Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo also knows that he really has no heart to face difficulties and failures. "My heart is still too fragile." Then he stopped and said to Urahara Kazuki, "Thank you." Then he straightened his mind and confronted him. Seeing this, Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi didn't feel nodding. And to hear Kurosaki Ichigo say thank you, Urahara Kazuki was a little surprised, because I hadn't heard anything from him teaching Kurosaki Ichigo Shinigami. He said thank you, heard Urahara Kazuki say. "Oops, Ichigo. What did you say I didn't hear?" Urahara Kazuki said to him a little teasingly. Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was dissatisfied and said, "I didn't hear it," and then attacked him. Seeing this, Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi thought that Kurosaki Ichigo was a cold-hearted child, so they both felt relieved. But Urahara Kazuki continued to ask Kurosaki Ichigo, "What did you say? I didn't hear it. Can you say it again?" Kurosaki Ichigo didn't care what he said, except that every time he asked, Kurosaki Ichigo's next strike was stronger and smarter than the next. After almost an hour of fighting, they finally finished, and in the end, Urahara Kazuki won, because not only did Urahara Kazuki have a higher level than him, but I hadn't used Bankai to play against anyone, so in the end it was Kurosaki Ichigo who lost. But he was not depressed, and he was firmer on his own path. Knowing that he was a little arrogant after getting the system, he felt that he had to adjust his mentality in the future, and he couldn't be arrogant. But he still felt a little unwilling to lose. With this battle, he felt that Urahara Kazuki's Ryotsu was at the level of the captain, and the worst was the junior, that is, the 16th level Ryotsu. And he felt relieved when he thought of this. Because he knows that even with his current Bankai, he may not be able to defeat Urahara Kazuki, because Urahara Kazuki is only Shikai. After the battle, I was tired and fell down, fell to the ground and fell asleep. Advertisement. Shihouin Yoruichi saw me on the ground and thought something was wrong, so he came to my side very quickly to look at my situation, found out that he was asleep and let out a sigh of relief, and then said to Urahara Kazuki, "What are you doing? So serious? He is just a child." Shihouin Yoruichi asked angrily. Seeing Shihouin Yoruichi angrily asking him, he also reacted a little bit, and he actually used half of his Shikai's combat power unconsciously when fighting against this child, which is really incredible. Then he reacted and said, "That Yoruichi? I don't think so either. I'm also very sorry because I unknowingly increased my power while fighting him," Urahara Kazuki said to Shihouin Yoruichi. After hearing this, Shihouin Yoruichi will not say anything. Then I heard Urahara Kazuki say, This kid is amazing. I can actually fight against half of my Shikai state. It was amazing, he said in admiration. Shihouin Yoruichi also went on to say, yes, this kid is really amazing. He's already so amazing. I really don't know how strong he will become when he grows up. Shihouin Yoruichi said with a sigh. Then he ignored it and took a camera from the hill next to him. Seeing Urahara Kazuki come back with a camera, Shihouin Yoruichi asked with some doubts. What are you doing with this thing? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's doubts, Urahara Kazuki replied. Oh, this? It was Ishin-san who asked me, saying that he wanted to see his son's performance, so I asked Urahara Kazuki to hand the camera to Shihouin Yoruichi after he finished saying, Yoruichi-san, you can send this kid home today. By the way, send this camera over too, Urahara Kazuki said to Shihouin Yoruichi. Shihouin Yoruichi agreed without a second thought, and then wondered what happened to him. Why did you agree to that? Is it because of this child? He looked at Kurosaki Ichigo. Urahara Kazuki heard that Shihouin Yoruichi agreed, and he was very happy, so he said, then please Yoruichi-san. After Urahara Kazuki finished speaking, he walked outside the training ground. Left behind Shihouin Yoruichi and a sleeping child. Seeing this, Shihouin Yoruichi also seemed helpless, so he had to take our protagonist to Kurosaki Ichigo's house. On the way, he kept thinking about what happened to him, and he kept thinking about it all the way, but he couldn't understand it at all, so he didn't think about it anymore. Then he handed Kurosaki Ichigo to the Kurosaki couple. The Kurosaki couple saw that their son had closed his eyes and thought he had fainted. Hearing what Yoruichi said, they also reacted. It turned out that he fell asleep, and then he take it to his bed and let him sleep first. And Yoruichi returned after giving the camera to Kurosaki Ishin, and some expressions on her face Kurosaki's father didn't pay attention to, but Kurosaki's mother saw it, but she didn't say anything and asked her husband what it was. Kurosaki's father said, this is the video I asked Urahara to help me take when Ichigo was training. Kurosaki's mother heard it and hurriedly picked it up and said, then let's see how they train our son right away. After that, he pulled Kurosaki's father in and looked at it. That night, Kurosaki's father laughed again in Kurosaki's house. The sound and Kurosaki's father's begging for mercy caused the neighbors to not sleep well again. Chapter 10. Mindfulness. The next morning Kurosaki Ichigo got up, opened the door and saw his father, who saw him and said, Ichigo, how are you? Did you study well recently? Kurosaki's father looked at him with a smile on his face and asked, but his face was full of marks of being beaten by others. Seeing these marks, he knew that it must have been his mother's fault, because his face was like this the morning before yesterday. Traces and saw him talking to himself, but Kurosaki Ichigo went downstairs without saying anything. Seeing that Kurosaki Ichigo was ignoring himself, Kurosaki's father was a little strange. He thought, is there something wrong with today's style or something else? He thought about it for a while, but he couldn't figure it out, so he didn't want to and followed Ichigo down. Mother Kurosaki was happily finishing breakfast today, serving dishes, and seeing her son coming down, she said to him with joy, Ichigo, waking up so early, do you have enough sleep? If you still want to sleep, go upstairs and sleep for a while. Wait until mom calls you later, she said very gently to Kurosaki Ichigo. Hearing her mother's words, Kurosaki Ichigo flashed a soft light in her eyes and said to her, no need, mother, I'm asleep, let's eat. Kurosaki Ichigo said to her, and hearing Kurosaki Ichigo's answer, Kurosaki's mother was very excited and said, okay, then let's have dinner. After speaking, I gave Kurosaki Ichigo the bowl and chopsticks. Seeing that dinner is about to start now, but Kurosaki's father hasn't come yet, so if he wants to wait a moment, he said to his mother, Mom, wait a moment. Wait a minute, Daddy, wait a minute, Daddy hasn't come down yet, Kurosaki Ichigo said to his mother. Hearing Kurosaki Ichigo's words, she said to him, don't wait for him, he will come down by himself after a while, so don't wait for him, let's start, said to Kurosaki Ichigo. But Kurosaki Ichigo just had to wait, so he had no choice but to say to Kurosaki's father who was walking up the stairs. Alas! Come down dear. Ichigo is urging you to come down and have dinner with us. Hurry up, she said to him. Kurosaki's father was thinking about something to make his son happy, but when he heard Kurosaki's mother's words, he was excited. He thought, Ichigo is waiting for me to eat together, which means that in Ichigo's heart, am I still in a position? Otherwise, how could it be possible to ask me and wait for me to eat together? Thinking of this, he accelerated and walked downstairs, but because he walked a little faster, he stepped on the empty foot and fell directly, and the pain of Kurosaki's father and the vibration of the stairs were constantly heard downstairs. Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo knew immediately, and Kurosaki's mother knew what was going on. Kurosaki's mother was a little angry and was about to get mad at him when Kurosaki Ichigo said, leave him alone. Let's eat first, Kurosaki Ichigo said to him. But seeing Kurosaki Ichigo's throbbing corners of his mouth, he knew that Kurosaki Ichigo was a little helpless. Seeing this, Kurosaki's mother ignored him and said to him, okay. Then let's have dinner. After the two of them finished talking, they started to eat and asked why Kurosaki's father didn't matter. Is that because you thought someone with this level of Captain Ryatsu would get hurt by a staircase? Even if he has a righteous corpse now, he still has some combat experience, but after thinking about it, his father is too offline, and he is a little uncertain, so I used Ryatsu to check it, and I saw that it was all right, so I did it. Don't worry, of course, Kurosaki's mother who was sitting next to her also discovered that Kurosaki Ichigo used Ryotsu to check Kurosaki's father. After all, Kurosaki's mother is also a very powerful quencher. Of course, Kurosaki's mother found out, and of course Kurosaki's father found out. And they were both very happy, because since Kurosaki Ichigo was sensible, he seemed very different from ordinary children, and he didn't want anything that other children liked, and he is still very sensible and they never worry about him, so they feel that they are really not a parent's responsibility, so they feel that their children are far away from themselves, but after seeing some things today, which thoughts are not? Because they know, their children will always have us in their hearts. Of course Kurosaki Ichigo didn't think much of it, and he was going to go out soon after eating. At this time, when Kurosaki's mother was about to say something to him, Kurosaki's father came down and looked at Kurosaki Ichigo's move to go out and said to him, "Ah Ichigo, after dinner, how was your meal? Where to go to Urahara now?" Kurosaki's father said to him. When I heard Kurosaki's father speak, he said, "I'm full, I'm going out now," and Kurosaki Ichigo paused for a moment and said, "Mom and Dad, have a good meal. When you're done, get out now." Hearing that their son actually said such a thing, they both knew that the child had started to let go of them. The Kurosaki and his wife were very happy to think of this, and that Kurosaki's father had eaten so much breakfast this morning that he almost ate it. He gave himself up, and finally Kurosaki's mother stopped him, but I won't say much about how to stop him. The picture returns to the protagonist. Our protagonist is looking at his attribute interface today. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S**X. Male age: 2 years old. Advertisement spouse: none potential. Unlimited Ryotsu. Captain: level 12 203 200ths. Zanpakuto: the perfect Zanjetsu, Bankai, Keto. LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. White hits: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent moon: LVMAX level, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack: Hōgyoku, character fragments X203, beginner express X1245, median level express X300, top level express X200. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo already knows that his Ryotsu level can break through again, but he has not upgraded, but feels that his strength has increased too fast, and he has no way to perfectly control his own strength, so he feels that he can take it easy, and I am only 2 years old now, there are still more than 10 years from the beginning of the plot. So he felt that he didn't need to push himself so much, but to relax himself properly and make himself a little happier. Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo also seemed a lot more relaxed. Although his icy face had not changed, he still had a lot of changes. Chapter 11. Ming-Shi, as his mentality changed, Shihouin Yoruichi also knew what was on his mind. For a few days after sending him back, she kept thinking about what happened to herself. Can't blame her for that. Although she has lived for a long time, she has never encountered such a situation, so it is right not to know. When she got home, she kept thinking, what the hell happened to me? She thought that it was impossible for her to be ill, because her body was not so fragile, and she would get sick so easily. But what happened? She couldn't understand it, and then she didn't want to think about it anymore. Although she didn't want to think about it in her heart, she couldn't stop thinking about it. In the end, she thought that she would not fall in love with him. Then she immediately rejected the idea. How could she like a 2-year-old child? Thinking of this, she thought again, so what happened to herself? After thinking about it, she still couldn't deny the idea that she had fallen in love with Kurosaki Ichigo, so she didn't care. She thought, I have fallen in love with him, then he is mine, no matter what time he is mine, and I can also play little boy to develop, not bad. With that, she divided Kurosaki Ichigo's ownership, and our protagonist Kurosaki Ichigo doesn't know it yet, but even if he knew, he would be very happy, because he always wanted to be with Shihouin Yoruichi. Of course, our classmate Shihouin Yoruichi doesn't know about it anymore. She thinks she shouldn't tell him now, let's tell him when he grows up a bit. The two of them have adjusted their mentality, well, let's not talk about it now. Our protagonist Kurosaki Ichigo came to the door of the Urahara store and opened the door directly to the training ground regardless of whether there was anyone inside. When he came to the training ground, he saw that Shihouin Yoruichi did not come, and Urahara Kazuki was sitting there and saw Kurosaki Ichigo's when he appeared. He stood up and said to him, "Oh, here we come. Why are you so punctual? I still want to be lazy." Urahara Kazuki said to him, and he said to him with no expression, "Boring, let's start." After Kurosaki Ichigo finished speaking, he entered Shinigami and rushed towards him. Urahara Kazuki, who saw this, said to him helplessly, "Don't be so anxious." Saying that, he blocked Kurosaki Ichigo's attack, and then said, "I haven't said what I'm going to practice today. Why did you attack me?" Kurosaki Ichigo didn't care about him and still attacked him. As the fight between them lasted for an hour, Kurosaki Ichigo was really tired, so it was over, and Urahara Kazuki saw him sitting on the ground sweating, so he said to him, "Look at the end, aren't you tired enough? And today is not an actual combat course, but to contact his Zanpakuto." After finishing speaking, he looked at him a little helplessly. And Kurosaki Ichigo said to him after hearing it, Long-winded, I must beat you sooner or later. He said to Urahara Kazuki. And Shihouin Yoruichi also came over, seeing where Kurosaki Ichigo was sitting sweating profusely, he asked with some doubts. What's the matter? And after hearing what Shihouin Yoruichi said, Urahara Kazuki said to her, it's like this. Then he told Shihouin Yoruichi the whole thing. And Shihouin Yoruichi didn't care after listening to it, but looked at Kurosaki Ichigo and said, wait for a rest, let's start our lesson today. After speaking, he sat down next to him, and when Urahara Kazuki heard Shihouin Yoruichi's words, he went back to where he was sitting and continued drinking his tea. After a while Kurosaki Ichigo recovered, and then came to Shihouin Yoruichi and said to her, what do you want me to do? Kurosaki Ichigo asked suspiciously. Shihouin Yoruichi teased him when he heard it and said, today's task is to steal the panties of 100 girls. Shihouin Yoruichi said slightly teasingly. Kurosaki Ichigo is wondering what task will be given to him. Suddenly I heard what he said and almost spit it out, and then said to him with uncertainty. What? And Shihouin Yoruichi laughed when he saw his surprised expression, and Kurosaki Ichigo, who had raised doubts, saw Shihouin Yoruichi's smiling face, and his first impression was that it was beautiful, and he knew that she was teasing him after the second time. And Shihouin Yoruichi teasing herself shows that she has a good impression of herself, which is a very good phenomenon. Actually, he didn't know it at all because the system knew that the person he loved the most was Shihouin Yoruichi, so he gave a hint in Shihouin Yoruichi's heart to make her pay attention to Kurosaki Ichigo. Shihouin Yoruichi also felt that he had gone too far. He looked at Urahara Kazuki and found that he didn't see it, so he let out a sigh of relief, and then said to Kurosaki Ichigo. Sorry, what you just said was a joke, your real mission is to be with yourself today. Zanpakuto cultivated feelings, nothing else needed to be done, and he didn't forget to blink at her and discharge. Hearing this, he knew that his mission was what Urahara Kazuki said earlier, but when he saw Shihouin Yoruichi discharge at him, Kurosaki Ichigo suddenly became shy, his cheeks became very red. Seeing Kurosaki Ichigo blushing unexpectedly, Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy, because this representative Kurosaki Ichigo did not know that he only regarded himself as a teacher, but also some other affection. Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo staring at him all the time, and he couldn't hang up, so he said to him. Okay, let's start today's lesson now. Turn around when you're done. And when Kurosaki Ichigo heard this, he knew that this was his lesson today, so he had no choice but to go to Shihouin Yoruichi and close his eyes to contact Zanpakuto. In fact, he didn't contact Zanpakuto at all, because his Zanpakuto didn't have a sword spirit at all, and he just looked at his own check-in interface. He has signed in on the check-in interface for 2 consecutive years, and there are many reward packages for signing in because of contact. And he didn't receive it at all, that's because he was too young at that time, and he almost forgot because of the time. Then he clicked where, and saw a lot of gift bags, he put those gift bags. They were all opened, and 1 or 2 new things came out. Get character fragments times 3000 advertisement, get breakthrough card times 100. Get primary experience beads times 2000, get medium level experience beads times 1500. Get top level express beads times 1000, get super express beads times 500. Get the skill crackling flash times 1. He was very excited to see what he got, and he checked the new thing he got. Super experience bead. Increases skill experience by 10,000. Breakthrough card. You can break through the level limit. Skill crack air flash. Attack the enemy with sword pressure, forming several attacks to attack the enemy. Kurosaki Ichigo was very excited to see the introduction of these new items, and she didn't know that Shihouin Yoruichi had been staring at his face next to him, a little lost. Chapter 12. Decisions. He got so many items, he doesn't want to use them at all, because this is a bit too much. If he uses them all, his strength will definitely be turned upside down. Of course, this is a good thing, but what will happen after that? How to explain it to Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi? Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo didn't use those things. As time passed, it had been an hour, Kurosaki Ichigo felt that he should be fine, so he also opened his glasses, just to meet Shihouin Yoruichi's eyes. Kurosaki Ichigo felt a little puzzled why Shihouin Yoruichi kept looking at me woolen cloth. Could it be that the right feelings have been unable to extricate themselves? Or is there something on my face? He thought about it and touched his face. And Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo suddenly open his eyes and looked at him, looking at her with some doubts, and then touched his face. He knew he must be thinking of something else. Then he rolled his eyes and said to him, "How is it?" "Okay," Shihouin Yoruichi said to him. Kurosaki Ichigo got drunk when he saw Shihouin Yoruichi's white eyes, but he was not exposed to Shihouin Yoruichi's face, but in his heart, and then he heard Shihouin Yoruichi's question and came back to his senses and said, You can also walk to the side and sit down." Urahara Kazuki saw Kurosaki Ichigo open his eyes and finish his homework, so he got up and came to him and said, "Okay. Now, the things that should be taught to you are almost the same, the rest is that you have to practice repeatedly and then look at him after speaking." Kurosaki Ichigo nodded when he heard it, and then Urahara Kazuki said to him, "Then you come every day. I'll just practice here, I'm afraid I can't teach you anything else." After listening to this sentence, Kurosaki Ichigo also knew that he was too enchanting, so they couldn't teach himself, then nodded and went back. Seeing Kurosaki Ichigo go out, "I knew he was going home," Shihouin Yoruichi said to Urahara Kazuki. Did you just let him go back? Urahara Kazuki heard turning back to him and asked. So what else can we teach him? Shihouin Yoruichi was speechless when he heard Urahara Kazuki's rhetorical question, and then Urahara Kazuki also walked out, while Shihouin Yoruichi bowed his head and thought about something. The screen returns to our protagonist. Our protagonist hears that Urahara Kazuki can no longer hand me things, so he prepares to go home. On the way, he is also thinking about what he will do in the future. Should I stay at home and train in the dungeon or go to Urahara Kazuki to continue training? After thinking about it, he felt that he should ask his parents at home. Then he quickened his pace and soon came to the door of his house. He was a little helpless to see his father doing nothing in the clinic. Then he pushed the door and walked in, and Kurosaki's father didn't even look. Said to him, "See a doctor? Buy medicine?" he asked lazily at him. Kurosaki Ichigo was very helpless to hear that, and didn't know what to say. Kurosaki's father didn't respond after seeing it for so long, so he raised his head and said to him, "What the hell?" Just when I was about to say something, I saw that it was my son, so I couldn't speak. Kurosaki Ichigo was right, he said to him. Urahara Kazuki said there was nothing left to teach me, so let me figure it out for myself. After hearing what his son said, Kurosaki's father knew that his son had learned other things that Shinigami took years to learn in a few days. Kurosaki's father was really shocked this time. He felt that he was still very surprised. I don't know the talent of my son. Seeing where Kurosaki's father was stunned, Kurosaki Ichigo didn't call him, but walked in, saw where his mother was watching TV and was about to call her. She suddenly turned around and saw that it was me, and she was a little bit too. I didn't quite understand it, but after telling her what happened, she was not shocked, but felt that it was justified. After Kurosaki Ichigo explained to Kurosaki's mother, he greeted her all his life and went back to his room. As soon as he got back to his room, he heard his father's voice, and then he said loudly, "As expected of my Kurosaki Ishin's son, what? It's amazing. He'll keep shouting when he's finished talking about things that others can't learn for a few years." Then I heard Kurosaki's mother yelling, "Hey, husband, don't be so loud, what if you disturb the neighbors again?" After speaking, I heard another cry from Kurosaki's father and then went silent. It turned out that Kurosaki's mother thought he was too annoying and beat him to a daze. After that, he dragged him back into the room and threw him on the bed. Then Kurosaki's mother went out to the clinic to clean up and close the clinic. Then he went back to the kitchen and started to prepare lunch. And after our protagonist returned to the room, he lay directly on the bed and began to think about the next arrangement. He feels that even if he reveals some strengths, he can, of course, Bankai can't reveal it. Then he decided that he would go to Urahara Kazuki every day in the future. On the one hand, he could meet Shihouin Yoruichi to develop a relationship. On the other hand, he had to beat Urahara Kazuki. Kurosaki Ichigo got angry when he saw Urahara Kazuki's face. I don't know why. Anyway, to beat him up. After thinking about it, he closed his eyes and wanted to rest. No matter how good he was only a 2-year-old child. An hour has passed, and Kurosaki's mother has finished cooking, and Kurosaki's father has woken up early to help Kurosaki's mother in the kitchen. After the two of them finished, Kurosaki's mother went up to call Kurosaki Ichigo. Seeing Kurosaki Ichigo asleep on the bed, Kurosaki's mother couldn't bear to wake him up, but she thought that Kurosaki Ichigo hadn't eaten yet. He said to him, "Ichigo is up, let's go down to eat." Then go to sleep, talking and shaking his body. Kurosaki Ichigo woke up when he heard his mother's cry, got up and said to him, "Got it." Then he followed Kurosaki's mother downstairs, and Kurosaki's father saw Kurosaki Ichigo coming down and said to him with enthusiasm, "Ichigo, woke up? How about it? Are you still tired?" Kurosaki's father asked him very kindly. When Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he said to him, "It's okay, I'm fine. I'm sitting at the table after I finish talking," and Kurosaki's mother said to him, "Okay, don't ask questions, sit down and eat well." After Kurosaki's father's "really I didn't talk anymore," I felt very strange, but I didn't take it to heart. After eating, I went up. When I went up, I told my parents about my decision. They didn't object, and a black cat was also in the window. I was heard there and then disappeared too. Chapter 13, Overnight. After telling his parents what he was going to say, he also went upstairs. When he went upstairs, he saw Shihouin Yoruichi, of course, Shihouin Yoruichi, who turned into a black cat. He stood outside the window and looked at him. After seeing her, he trotted to the window, pushed open the window and hugged her, saying, "Are you hungry?" The black cat nodded and meowed at him as if he knew what he was thinking. And seeing Shihouin Yoruichi learning to meow was a little funny. Then he put the cat on the bed, got up and went downstairs to get some milk. Kurosaki's mother saw Kurosaki Ichigo holding milk in the refrigerator and said to him, "Ichigo, want to drink milk? Do you want me to get you a glass to put the milk in?" Hearing Kurosaki's mother's words, Kurosaki Ichigo said to her, "No, I will come to Kurosaki Ichigo by myself." I took a plate and went upstairs without waiting for Kurosaki's mother to react. After Kurosaki's mother reacted, she saw that Kurosaki Ichigo actually took it. When I went up to the plate, I felt a little strange, but I didn't care so much, and I thought that Kurosaki Ichigo should be feeding some stray cats. And after Kurosaki Ichigo took the milk and the plate to his room, he saw where she was still sitting and said to her, "Come here," and the cat came over. When he heard it, the cat came to him and barked at him and then rubbed against him. Seeing her rubbing against him, he did it himself, and then he opened the milk carton and put it poured into the plate and looked up at her and said, "Drink it." After saying that, the cat immediately lowered its head and started drinking. Seeing that she was enjoying the drink, he directly put the rest of the milk on the table, then lay on the bed and watched her quietly. After she finished drinking, he went directly to Kurosaki Ichigo. Next he lay down, and Kurosaki Ichigo was not surprised when he saw this, and closed his eyes like it was normal. And Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo closed his eyes, and he leaned against him and closed his eyes. When more than 10 minutes passed, there was a sound of even breathing from Kurosaki Ichigo, and I knew Kurosaki Ichigo was asleep. And with Kurosaki Ichigo sleeping, Shihouin Yoruichi opened his eyes. Of course he opened his eyes in cat form, and came to Kurosaki Ichigo lightly and looked at him. From time to time she smelled a very good fragrance, but a little the fragrance that does not choke her nose, and this fragrance makes her feel very reassured and peaceful, as if it has calmed the impetuousness in her heart. Smelling this smell, she couldn't help thinking, as expected of my man, he doesn't smell like other men, but has a good body fragrance, and this body fragrance can also make others feel very comfortable. Thinking of this, she was lying on Kurosaki Ichigo's body, and Shihouin Yoruichi also fell asleep after some time. They both felt very relieved that they didn't know what they were dreaming, and a small smile appeared on their mouths. Kakuzu. I don't know how long it took, Kurosaki Ichigo woke up. He wanted to get up, but suddenly he felt that something was pressing him on his body. After seeing that figure, he didn't care about her anymore and let her be on his own. Lying on his body, he looked at her quietly and thought, when Yoruichi becomes my woman, I can't let her walk around in front of other people like this. Even if she thinks she's a cat, I'll kill him if I see it, whoever it is. Then he made an oath in his heart. After 10 or 20 minutes, Shihouin Yoruichi also woke up. Oh! Even the black cat woke up, opened her eyes and saw Kurosaki Ichigo was looking at her. She couldn't help blushing, but because she was in the form of a black cat now, Kurosaki Ichigo didn't see it. Thinking of this, Shihouin Yoruichi also sent she breathed a sigh of relief, and then she got up and went to Kurosaki Ichigo's side, coquettishly at him. And Kurosaki Ichigo saw her coquettish at me. Of course he was very happy, and then touched her head. The two of them are getting along very well now. They are both thinking about how they will live with each other in the future, and how they will live a happy life together. Of course, they can't deal with each other now. I can't express my feelings, because they both have their own concerns, so I can't help it. Kurosaki Ichigo is very worried now. If he tells him his feelings, what if Shihouin Yoruichi refuses? And for a while I believe that a child who is only 2 years old tells a woman who is older than him that he loves him. What do you think? Shihouin Yoruichi's concerns are similar to Kurosaki Ichigo's. She is afraid that Kurosaki Ichigo is still young, so she doesn't know what love is, and she is afraid that she is too old, so she is afraid that Kurosaki Ichigo will reject him. This is the concern between the two of them, which caused the two of them to fail to express their feelings to each other for more than 10 years. It was not until Kurosaki Ichigo entered high school that Kurosaki Ichigo took the initiative to express his feelings to her, so that Shihouin Yoruichi and Kurosaki Ichigo and the two of them made a big improvement in their relationship, and then in the years after the two of them, this thing also became a thing that they had fun with each other. Of course, these are for later. As time went by, an afternoon was spent playing with a child and a cat, and in a blink of an eye he looked at the clock and saw that it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It was almost dinner time, and Shihouin Yoruichi saw that it was already so late. I thought it was time to leave, but Kurosaki Ichigo knew that she wanted to leave and said to her, "Stay here today. Wait a minute and I'll get you some food," and then he went downstairs regardless of whether Shihouin Yoruichi agreed or not. Kurosaki Ichigo came down just when Kurosaki's mother wanted to call him, so the family ate there as usual. During the meal, he also thought about what to bring her to eat. Then he was going to get some dried fish, a little chicken. There was chicken for dinner today, and some milk. Kurosaki's mother saw that Kurosaki Ichigo went upstairs with so much food and thought he wasn't full yet, and said to him, "Oh Ichigo, are you not full? I'll make you some more food right away. Stop eating those things. My mother said to me." Heard what my mother said, Kurosaki Ichigo hurriedly said to her, "No, I went upstairs with these things." After entering the room, I saw that Shihouin Yoruichi hadn't left yet, so I said to her, "I'm sorry, I'm late." After talking, put all the food you brought to her and say to her, "Eat it." Shihouin Yoruichi felt a little helpless when she saw this. She actually regarded her as a cat. The food she brought was either fish or milk. Although she really likes to eat these, she can't always eat them. Fortunately, I brought a plate of chicken. Then Shihouin Yoruichi quickly wiped out all the food, and there was nothing left. Kurosaki Ichigo cleaned up the dishes, and then went back to the room and said to her, "Then rest early." After that, in front of Shihouin Yoruichi, he took off his clothes, put on pajamas, and went to bed. It's nothing to see Shihouin Yoruichi. Kurosaki Ichigo doesn't think anything, because it's still a child's body. What do you think it would be? Then Shihouin Yoruichi also jumped to sleep next to Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Ichigo covered her with a quilt and said, "Good night." As soon as he slept, Shihouin Yoruichi also slept. The two of them got one step closer this night. Chapter 14, Identification Techniques. They both slept peacefully today. After a long time, Kurosaki Ichigo woke up, and it wasn't even daylight yet. Looking at the time, there is still an hour before dawn. Then he looked at Shihouin Yoruichi and saw that she was still resting on his arm. Where did he fall asleep? Seeing that she was sleeping very well, so she didn't call her, and Kurosaki Ichigo turned to look at his attribute interface. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age: 2 years old. Spouse: None potential. Unlimited Ryotsu. Captain: Level 12 and 3312 200s can be upgraded. Zanpakuto: The perfect Zanjetsu, Bankai, Kido. LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. White hits: LVMAX level 12, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience: LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent moon: LVMAX level, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack: Hōgyoku, character fragments times 3312, beginner experience beads times 3245, medium level experience beads times 1800, top level experience beads times 1200, super experience beads times 500, breakthrough cards times 50, skill crack sky flash times 1. Seeing that he had obtained so many things, he couldn't help but feel happy, and he felt that he could directly become the captain-in-chief level, but he didn't press this, but decided to learn sky-splitting flash, and then he put the skills after learning, and then reaching the full level, he felt that he had to break through all his skills, and then he wanted to break through all his skills to level 15. One breakthrough card is required to break through to level 11, 2 for level 12, and one breakthrough card is required for each level of breakthrough. But he calculated it like this and saw that the skills cannot all be upgraded to level 15, not even to level 14, so for balance, he upgraded all skills to level 13, and then there is a breakthrough card again. Breakthrough again. After that, he looked at his attribute interface again. Advertisement name: Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age: 2 years old. Spouse: None potential. Unlimited Ryotsu. Captain: Level 12 and 3312 200s can be upgraded. Zanpakuto: The perfect Zanjetsu, Bankai, Kido. LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo: LVMAX level 13, asterisk, asterisk. White hits: LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping: LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience: LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent moon sky chong: LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Crackling flash: LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack: Hōgyoku, character fragments X2312, beginner express beads X3245, medium level express beads X1800, top level express beads X1200, super express beads X500, breakthrough cards X23. He was very happy to see his current stats, and he hadn't raised the Ryotsu level yet, so his promotion is not over yet. As he finished upgrading his things, he felt that Shihouin Yoruichi was also about to wake up, and then he saw Shihouin Yoruichi open his golden pupils, and the two of them looked at each other again, but they didn't how long Shihouin Yoruichi looked away. And Kurosaki Ichigo didn't mind seeing her look away, and he said to her, "You will live here forever from today." After speaking, Shihouin Yoruichi went down regardless of Shihouin Yoruichi's performance. He said to her at the door, "I'll go get breakfast and go down after that." And Shihouin Yoruichi stayed in this room and watched his back, and then watched the bag disappear, but still looked at the door. Afterwards, she thought, "I really can't refuse and leave him more and more," she exclaimed. It didn't take long for Kurosaki Ichigo to bring his breakfast, and he also brought his own breakfast. Seeing that Shihouin Yoruichi came directly to the table, Kurosaki Ichigo also cooperated and put all the food on the table. He said to her, "Eat it." After talking, Shihouin Yoruichi started, and Kurosaki Ichigo was eating there, and they were both very quiet when they ate some more. He signed in while eating at Kurosaki Ichigo, and got an appraisal technique. When he saw the appraisal technique, Kurosaki Ichigo was excited when he introduced it. Advertisement identification. You can see the attributes of others. Although it is only a very small introduction, this represents the potential of this skill. He learned this skill in a hurry, and looked at his attribute interface, but when he saw this, he found that his attribute interface had not changed at all, and then he found that Shihouin Yoruichi had another very illusory word, which read after identifying the two words. He then clicked on those two words. Of course, the information of Shihouin Yoruichi appeared. Name: Shihouin Yoruichi S*X. Male age: 130 years old. Spouse: None potential. Super Captain Ryotsu, Captain, level 15. Zanpakuto: None Kido. LVMAX 11 Shunpo. LVMAX level 13. White hits: LVMAX 11 slash. LVMAX level combat experience. LVMAX 12. Instant open. LVMAX 11 level. Seeing this, he knew that his identification technique was still effective. Seeing Shihouin Yoruichi's attributes, he thought that Urahara Kazuki's attributes must be stronger than Shihouin Yoruichi. I don't know the skill level, but Ryotsu's lowest level is also the captain's level. Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo thinks that Urahara Kazuki is also very powerful. He wanted to make Shihouin Yoruichi very powerful in the future and let her beat Urahara Kazuki and Aizen. Because he knows that only by becoming Kurosaki Ichigo's spouse, he will be bound by his own system, and then give her the subsystem of the system, and then she can use all the functions of the system at will, using this to strengthen herself. What do you think? Will Shihouin Yoruichi become stronger? Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo is happy. Chapter 15. Excessive. After the two of them finished their meal, Kurosaki Ichigo said to her, "I'm going out, see you tonight." After I finished speaking, I went out. When I saw Shihouin Yoruichi, I knew that Kurosaki Ichigo was going to Urahara Kazuki's cultivation, so after Kurosaki Ichigo went out, Shihouin Yoruichi directly opened the window and went out. And on the way Kurosaki Ichigo knew where Shihouin Yoruichi would go, so he slowed down his pace too. I walked to the door of Urahara Kazuki's store. It took more than 20 minutes this time. It took about 15 minutes before, but this time I slowed down, so I took a few more minutes. After coming here, he went in directly as before, and he saw that there was no one here. Then he went to the basement and saw where Urahara Kazuki and Tessai Tsukabishi were drinking tea, and then he said to him, "I will be here in the future after cultivation is finished." Regardless of whether Urahara Kazuki and the others agree or not, they sat down there. But Kurosaki Ichigo didn't see a glint of relief in Urahara Kazuki's eyes when he finished. Then the few of them stopped talking. Where was Kurosaki Ichigo sitting? Where Urahara Kazuki and Tessai Tsukabishi were drinking tea. Then Kurosaki Ichigo looked at Urahara Kazuki and the two of them used the identification technique on them. Name: Urahara Kazuki S*X. Male age: 140 years old. Spouse: None. Potential: Super Captain Ryotsu, Captain, level 16. Zanpakuto: Red Heim, Shikai, Bankai, Keto, LVMAX 13. Shunpo: LVMAX level 12. White hits: LVMAX level 12. Chopping: LVMAX 13. Combat experience: LVMAX 13. He was very surprised to see this, and in his heart he thought it was Urahara Kazuki. It's so powerful, and his skills are better than Shihouin Yoruichi except Shunpo. It was amazing, and then he turned his attention to Tessai Tsukabishi to see how strong he was. Name: Tessai Tsukabishi Advertisement S*X. Male age: 180 years old. Spouse: None. Potential: Captain Ryotsu, Captain, level 15. Zanpakuto: None. Keto, LVMAX 13. Shunpo: LVMAX level 11. White hits: LVMAX 11 / LVMAX level. Combat experience: LVMAX level. He wasn't so surprised when he saw this. His strength was similar to Urahara Kazuki in the end, but when he becomes stronger, I will become stronger. After reading the attributes of the two of them, he thinks that Aizen will not be the Captain Peak, level 20. That is also possible. Who is Urahara Kazuki, who is so good, can't beat Aizen? Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo is also happy. He thinks that after Aizen merged with Hōgyoku in the late stage, his strength must have entered the Super Captain's realm, but he just doesn't know how many levels. But what about him? Anyway, I'm the strongest. I really can't go into the dungeon and pick it up for tens of thousands of rounds. I'll have to see who is the best. Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo doesn't want to think far. It didn't take long for Shihouin Yoruichi to come, and Kurosaki Ichigo saw Shihouin Yoruichi coming and asked, "What are you doing today?" After speaking, he stared at her, and when Shihouin Yoruichi heard Kurosaki Ichigo's question about to say, Kurosaki Ichigo kept staring at her. Shihouin Yoruichi was a little afraid to think. He will not find it. Then she hurriedly said, "You can arrange it yourself. Anyway, I have taught everything that should be taught. If it doesn't work, you will fight against Urahara Kazuki, hone your actual combat skills, and then walk out." After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo thought, my actual combat still needs to be honed. I really don't want you to find out that I have a lot of actual combat experience, so I don't need it, he thought inside. Then he rushed directly at Urahara Kazuki and fought against him. Urahara Kazuki looked very helpless when he saw this, and he still wondered why he was so unlucky. This time he didn't complain, but quietly fought Kurosaki Ichigo. Every day after that Kurosaki Ichigo came to Urahara Kazuki's shop, cultivation. And he also raised his Ryotsu rank according to his age, but as Kurosaki Ichigo grew up, his time in the Urahara Kazuki store became less and less, because Kurosaki Ichigo had to go to school anyway. So the Kurosakis cut his time to Urahara Kazuki's place. At the same time, the relationship between Shihouin Yoruichi and Kurosaki Ichigo is getting better and better, and it's just a matter of piercing that piece of paper. And Kurosaki Ichigo's house has two more members like the original, Kurosaki Natsumi and Kurosaki Yuzu. And Kurosaki Ichigo's mother is still alive. Kurosaki Ichigo used the enchantment when Yohabach received the ability that is not a pure blood quencher and failed to let Yohabach succeed. So Yohabach did not obtain the ability of Kurosaki's mother, so he also there's no such thing as the rubbish after that, because Kurosaki Ichigo killed Kurosaki's mother before he met him. He is now also friends with Arisawa Tatsuki, Kojima Mizuhiro, Keigo Asano, and Honkaku Chizuru just like the original. And Urahara Kazuki has more characters from the original book, Hanakari Jinda and Sumiya Yu. When Hanakari Jinda first came, he challenged Kurosaki Ichigo for some unknown reason, but of course Kurosaki Ichigo won. After that, Hanakari Jinda would come to Kurosaki Ichigo once a month to trouble him, and of course he would fix it every time. But this also makes Hanakari Jinda much stronger than the original, but I still haven't asked Kurosaki Ichigo to fix it. And Kurosaki Ichigo's strength is rising very fast like a rocket, even Urahara Kazuki can't beat him, and finally Urahara Kazuki can't beat Kurosaki Ichigo with Bankai. Advertisement name: Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age: 15 years old. Spouse: None potential. Unlimited Ryotsu. Captain-in-Chief. Level 18 and 563 thousandths. Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu. Final solution. Keto. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX level 15. Asterisk. White hits. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. Chopping. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. Crescent Moon Chong. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. Crackling Flash. LVMAX 15. Asterisk. No month. LVMAX. Asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Character fragments times 560. Beginner experience beads times 10,000. Median level experience beads times 7,000. Top level experience beads times 5,000. Super experience beads times 2,000. He was so excited to see this. The breakthrough card has been used up a long time ago. He played the median level and top level dungeons, and there was no breakthrough card at all, so he had to wait until the super dungeon was open to look inside. Oh. This super dungeon came out when Kurosaki Ichigo's Ryotsu broke through to the captain's level, although it hasn't been activated yet. The phantoms in it are all at the Skrito level, but he doesn't dare to fight even after seeing this dungeon. The level gap is too big. Skrito level virtual and Shinigami level super captain are on the same level. Now he doesn't think so much anymore. As long as the level reaches the super captain level, he can play this dungeon naturally. Although Kurosaki Ichigo now has the ultimate move of Wuyue, he still has a little limitation. Can use no moon once, and then his Ryotsu will be exhausted, and it will not recover until the next day, which is good, and as Kurosaki Ichigo becomes stronger and stronger, the limit will become smaller and smaller. Sorry that Shihouin Yoruichi in the previous picture was written as a man, I'm really sorry. Chapter 16. Confession: Kurosaki Ichigo is a freshman in high school, and he is now preparing to speak his mind to Shihouin Yoruichi. By the way, Kurosaki Ichigo's current appearance has changed a bit. The elevation is higher than the original. It used to be 174, and now it is 181. His current appearance is exactly the same as when Aizen played in the original. His soul form it also changed into Kurosaki Ichigo's form against Aizen. I call this form the final solution. Kurosaki Ichigo looks very mature now, and is not as young as before. By the way, why hasn't Kurosaki Ichigo been promoted to super captain after several years? It's not that Kurosaki Ichigo didn't want to, but that if he wanted to improve himself so much, wouldn't he be invincible? So how can you enjoy fighting with others? Kurosaki Ichigo has become a fighting maniac after fighting every day for more than 10 years. But he still cares and values the people he cares about. When he got home, he saw that the whole family was waiting for him. Kurosaki Natsuri saw Kurosaki Ichigo came back and said, "Ichigo brother, hurry up. Just waiting for you." Kurosaki Yuzu heard Kurosaki Natsuri's words and said to Kurosaki Natsuri, "Natsuki, don't rush big brother, he just came back." After that, he said to Kurosaki Ichigo, "Big brother, don't be busy. Put everything away and eat later. Mom is still preparing soup in the kitchen." After that, I ran to the kitchen to help Kurosaki's mother. I feel so helpless. Then he looked at Kurosaki Natsuri and said, "Natsuri, where's dad?" He asked Natsuki with some doubts, and Kurosaki Natsuri said to him after hearing it, "Brother Ichigo, dad is still seeing a doctor at the outpatient clinic." When Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he said he knew and went upstairs to put things away. When I came to the room and saw that it was empty, I thought that Yoruichi hadn't come yet, so I'll tell her when she comes at night. Then he went down and saw that Kurosaki's mother and Kurosaki Yuzu brought the food, and Kurosaki's father was back, and Kurosaki Natsu was sulking because he couldn't eat earlier. Seeing that Kurosaki's father is back, Kurosaki Ichigo said to him, "Daddy, he is back." After hearing that, Kurosaki's father said, "Come back, today is a little troublesome." Against. "How is Ichigo at school today?" Dad asked suspiciously. Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Still the same as before, bored to death. I finished all my high school courses, why can't I just go to school?" He said with a headache. Hearing this, my mother was dissatisfied and said, "Ichigo, what are you talking about? Although you have already finished your studies, your parents kept you in school so that you can have a happy time in your high school life. Really, why don't you understand your parents' painstaking efforts?" Then twitched. Seeing where Kurosaki's mother pretended to cry, Kurosaki Ichigo knew it was going to be miserable. Sure enough, Kurosaki's father said, "Ichigo, how can you make your mother sad, seriously?" Then where Kurosaki's dad said a lot of things. I was tired of listening to it, and then I said it. After about half an hour, Kurosaki's father also said almost the same. After that, we started to eat. It didn't take long for me to finish the meal, and I still took it as usual. Went upstairs for some meals. Kurosaki's father and Kurosaki's mother didn't care about him and let him go up, because of course the Kurosaki and his wife have discovered it for so long, and even Kurosaki Ichigo's feelings are both seen in their eyes. Of course they all know, so neither of them objected. And Kurosaki Natsuri and Yuzu met Yoruichi by chance again, and of course they both thought of her as a cat, and since the two of them met Shihouin Yoruichi, in cat form, of course, they came to Kurosaki Ichigo's room every day to tease her. Of course, Shihouin Yoruichi also seemed very helpless, so in the future, before Shihouin Yoruichi came, I had to confirm them every time. If the two of them are not coming in again, otherwise they will come in after the two of them have left. Kurosaki Ichigo took the rice and saw that Shihouin Yoruichi was also coming. Kurosaki Ichigo put the food on the table as usual, and said to her, "Come and eat." Shihouin Yoruichi also ate it very cooperatively, and it didn't take long for Shihouin Yoruichi to finish eating. Kurosaki Ichigo packed everything up. Kurosaki Ichigo now seems very serious and said to Shihouin Yoruichi, "I know you are Shihouin Yoruichi, so change back." Shihouin Yoruichi didn't seem surprised to hear Kurosaki Ichigo's words, because they have been together for so many years, and she would be surprised if Kurosaki Ichigo hadn't found out. Then a neutral voice rang out and said, "When did you find out that I was Yoruichi?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked. Kurosaki Ichigo said, "It's been a long time, maybe a few months after you and I actually met, and I." Kurosaki Ichigo told me how he found him. It's fake, of course. Kurosaki Ichigo knew about him when she came. Shihouin Yoruichi didn't say anything after hearing this. Kurosaki Ichigo saw Shihouin Yoruichi was silent and said to her, "Change back. I have something to tell you." Shihouin Yoruichi said it without asking what it was. After hearing it, it started to change back. Kurosaki Ichigo blushed after seeing Shihouin Yoruichi's transformation, and quickly took a piece of clothing and said to her, "Put it on." Then he turned around and sat down. Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo and said to him, "How is it? This is the first time to see a girl's body now. What was your reaction after seeing it? Are you excited?" Shihouin Yoruichi said a lot like a cannonball, and then Kurosaki Ichigo said something intolerable. "Stop talking. Hurry up and put it on, and when I'm done, I'm talking about business." I heard Kurosaki Ichigo's words, and Shihouin Yoruichi stopped teasing him and put on the clothes. After Shihouin Yoruichi finished wearing it, he told Kurosaki Ichigo to turn around. Kurosaki Ichigo turned around and saw that his clothes were still a little too big and did not cover Shihouin Yoruichi well. At this time, she looked very attractive. Kurosaki Ichigo forced his attention to the next words, and Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo's appearance and thought to himself, "Is my mother still very attractive?" When she was thinking about making fun of Kurosaki Ichigo, Kurosaki Ichigo coughed very seriously and said, "Yoruichi, I have a very important thing to tell you now." Shihouin Yoruichi also put down his frivolous look. Looking at him, and Kurosaki Ichigo saw that Shihouin Yoruichi had been looking at him, and it was a little hard to say. But thinking of his own wish, Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Yoruichi, can be my wife?" Kurosaki Ichigo finished saying this sentence on and off, and Kurosaki Ichigo waited for a while after he finished speaking. Seeing that Shihouin Yoruichi hadn't spoken yet, he thought he refused. Shihouin Yoruichi was dumbfounded when she heard this, because she has always liked Kurosaki Ichigo, and now she should be able to say she loves him, so she couldn't believe that Kurosaki Ichigo proposed to this woman who was several hundred years older than him. After that, this has always been what she wanted to wait for, but when it really came, she didn't know how to deal with it. And Kurosaki Ichigo thought he was overestimating himself, so I said that I didn't say anything. I said it intermittently, and Shihouin Yoruichi woke up after hearing it and said, "I promise." Hearing this sentence, Kurosaki Ichigo was a little stunned and asked, "You agreed?" Shihouin Yoruichi said unequivocally after hearing it, "I promised. I don't know when I started to like you very much, and with the change of time, this like turned into love, so I have to seize my love, I promise." After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was excited and directly hugged her in his arms and said, "I love you, I will protect you all my life," he has been saying to Shihouin Yoruichi. And Shihouin Yoruichi said after hearing this, "Of course. If you dare not be nice to me, then I will kill you first." Then he said suicide, and when Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he said, "No, I will give you everything I have, and if the man dares to touch you, I will kill him, whoever he is." Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy to hear the first sentence, but when he heard the latter, he said helplessly, "Are you telling me to only communicate with women in the future?" Kurosaki Ichigo said, "I don't care, anyway, even if you shake hands with a man, I will kill him, no, before he touches you." As he spoke, Kurosaki Ichigo hugged Shihouin Yoruichi very hard, as if to let her melt in. Shihouin Yoruichi was moved and helpless when he heard his words, and then said, "I can't touch a man, what about you? Can you touch a girl?" Shihouin Yoruichi said to him. Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Of course I can't touch women anymore, then I'll touch men, and how about you touch women?" Shihouin Yoruichi also nodded in satisfaction after hearing this. They both hugged each other and felt each other's breath, and then he looked at the system and found that it had changed. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo Advertisement S*X. Male age, 15 years old. Spouse: Shihouin Yoruichi. Soul: Giving subsystem. Potential: Unlimited Ryotsu. Captain-in-Chief. level 18 and 563 thousandths. Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu, final solution, Keto. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX level 15, asterisk, asterisk. White hits. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent Moon Chong. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Crackling Flash. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. No month. LVMAX, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Character fragments times 560. Beginner experience beads times 10,000. Median level experience beads times 7,000. Top level experience beads times 5,000. Super experience beads times 2,000. See where your spouse on your interface has changed from nothing to Shihouin Yoruichi. And you can also give her a subsystem, of course. Kurosaki Ichigo gave it directly to the Shihouin Yoruichi subsystem, and Shihouin Yoruichi in Kurosaki Ichigo's arms saw an interface showing himself. It was very surprising at first, and then after he accepted the information from the system, she looked at Kurosaki Ichigo as if to melt him. Shihouin Yoruichi kissed Kurosaki Ichigo emotionally. Kurosaki Ichigo looked when Shihouin Yoruichi kissed himself. He couldn't be passive. Of course the two of them were not very good at kissing at first, and as they got better and better, their kissing time became longer, and after the two of them kissed for 10 minutes, Kurosaki Ichigo suddenly separated. Shihouin Yoruichi wanted to ask what was going on, but when he saw Kurosaki Ichigo's eyes and what was on the bottom he knew what was going on. It turned out that Kurosaki Ichigo was in love with a kiss, so I listened to it. Shihouin Yoruichi moved to him and said, "If you can't bear it, come on, I can." Kurosaki Ichigo got excited again after hearing this, but he forcibly restrained his restless heart and said, "It's okay. I don't want to do this to you just after we confirmed our relationship, we'll talk about this later." Kurosaki Ichigo said, and Shihouin Yoruichi looked at him both moved and helpless. She knew that she couldn't change what Kurosaki Ichigo felt, so she held his hand tighter again. Kurosaki Ichigo smiled when he saw Shihouin Yoruichi's actions, then picked up Shihouin Yoruichi, came to the bed and lay down, while Shihouin Yoruichi was lying in his arms very emotionally, and then Shihouin Yoruichi asked, "Ichigo, this system, is it really that great?" After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Of course, it was with the help of the system that Shihouin Yoruichi looked at his own interface after finishing his speech so powerfully." Advertisement name. Shihouin Yoruichi. Gender, female. Age, 143. Spouse, Kurosaki Ichigo. Soul, potential, unlimited. Ryatsu. Captain, level 15 and 561 thousandths. Zanpakuto, none. Keto. LVMAX 11, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX level 13, asterisk, asterisk. White hits. LVMAX level 11, asterisk, asterisk, slash. LVMAX level, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk. Instant open. LVMAX 11, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Character fragments times 560. Beginner experience beads times 10,000. Median level experience beads times 7,000. Top level experience beads times 5,000. Super experience beads times 2,000. She was very happy to see this, and when she saw that there was Hōgyoku in the backpack, she asked Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Ichigo was very patient and answered all of them to her. Because the two of them are bound, the things in the backpack can be shared. Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Meeting you is the happiest thing for me." Kurosaki Ichigo also said after hearing it, "Meeting you is also the happiest thing for me." Chapter 17. Acceptance. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi were hugging each other on the bed. They had just established a relationship, so they were very tired of being together. They kept talking sweet things. Here, Shihouin Yoruichi suddenly said, "Ichigo, I want to see how strong you are now." "How strong, is it possible?" Shihouin Yoruichi acted coquettishly at him. As soon as Kurosaki Ichigo heard Shihouin Yoruichi's coquettish tone, he couldn't roar, so he immediately took out his interface and showed her. Because Shihouin Yoruichi has bound the subsystem, which interfaces can be seen. Name. Kurosaki Ichigo S*X. Male age, 15 years old. Spouse. Shihouin Yoruichi. Soul, potential, unlimited. Ryatsu. Captain-in-Chief. Level 18 and 563 thousandths. Zanpakuto. The perfect Zanjetsu, final solution. Keto. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Shunpo. LVMAX level 15, asterisk, asterisk. White hits. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Chopping. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Advertisement. Combat experience. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Crescent Moon Chong. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. Crackling Flash. LVMAX 15, asterisk, asterisk. No month. LVMAX. Asterisk, asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku. Character fragments times 560, beginner experience beads times 10,000, median level experience beads times 7,000, top level experience beads times 5,000, super experience beads times 2,000. Shihouin Yoruichi was amazed when he saw Kurosaki Ichigo's interface, and said to him, Ichigo, you are so amazing. And your skill level is so high. Shihouin Yoruichi said to Kurosaki Ichigo admiringly. This made Kurosaki Ichigo very satisfied, and then said to Shihouin Yoruichi, now you can also have such a strong strength. Wait for me to show you the copy. Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy to hear this, because when she was binding the system had already transmitted all the functions of the system to Shihouin Yoruichi, so she also knew the copy. After Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi lay on the bed for a while, Shihouin Yoruichi couldn't wait, so he said to Kurosaki Ichigo, Ichigo, can we go now? Shihouin Yoruichi asked expectantly. Kurosaki Ichigo got a little funny when he heard it, and wanted to make fun of her. He said, Now I don't want to move. If Yoruichi doesn't kiss me, I probably won't be able to get up. It's over, Kurosaki Ichigo said to her deliberately. Shihouin Yoruichi rolled his eyes at him when he heard it, then crawled up in front of him very enchantingly, hugged him and kissed Kurosaki Ichigo. This kiss made Kurosaki Ichigo stunned for a moment, but he came back to his senses and said yes again. She came hard. They didn't know how long the kiss lasted. When they were about to end, the door was suddenly opened, and it was Yuzu and Sha Li who came in. Kurosaki Natsuri said, Ichigo-san, let's find. She wanted to say something, but seeing Kurosaki Ichigo's current posture, Natsuri was speechless. And Kurosaki Yuzu didn't say anything because he saw Kurosaki Natsuri said half of it, so he leaped his head, looked at Kurosaki Ichigo and said, Natsuki, what's wrong? Why don't you speak? Only Kurosaki Ichigo was stunned, and Kurosaki Ichigo saw this scene and said, that Natsu, Yuzu, I can explain. Just when Kurosaki Ichigo was about to say something, Kurosaki Natsu pulled Kurosaki Yuzu out of the room and said, Excuse me. After saying that, he closed the door and exited. When Kurosaki Ichigo saw this, he knew that the explanation was useless, and then heard Kurosaki Yuzu's exclamation from the door saying, Not good, Mom and Dad, the big brother came back with a woman, and now he actually lying with big brother. Kurosaki Yuzu said to the Kurosaki couple. Then came the voice of discussion and exclamation, Ichigo, you've grown up. You all know how to bring a woman to your home. Ichigo, really, even if you bring a girl home, it's just fine. Why are you sneaking around? Do I blame him? Brother Ichigo's girlfriend is very beautiful and has a first-class figure. What? Sha Li, you even have that girl's figure. Did you see it? That's... Hearing you and me from someone outside the room, Kurosaki Ichigo got a little angry and pushed open the door and said, Don't say anything. This is my girlfriend, understand? It's not a bad woman, and Dad, what were you trying to say? Kurosaki Ichigo rubbed his fist at him as he spoke. Hearing this, Kurosaki's father also covered his mouth and said, I didn't say anything. Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was supposed to give him a shot, but Kurosaki's mother also spoke. Advertisement. Kurosaki's mother said, Okay, Ichigo, don't make trouble. You brought a girl home and introduced her to us. Why hide her? We won't do anything to her. After saying that, Kurosaki's father and Yuzu Natsumi nodded. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was helpless and said, Okay. We have just established a relationship, so it's not good to take you to see you right away, so I didn't tell you. After finishing speaking, Kurosaki's father thought, Just now confirm the relationship. I don't believe it. If the relationship is just established, how can it be on the same bed? Father Kurosaki thought so. And Kurosaki Ichigo looked at him as if he knew what Kurosaki's father was thinking and said, Dad, you don't think of bad things, do you? Kurosaki Ichigo asked suspiciously. And Kurosaki's father was surprised when he heard it. Does he know what I'm thinking? But he said superficially. How could it be? How could I not think about it? After speaking, he looked to the side with a guilty conscience, and Kurosaki Ichigo looked at him suspiciously. And Kurosaki's mother got a little impatient when she saw this and said, Okay, Ichigo, leave your father alone. Bring that girl out and see. Kurosaki's mother said to Kurosaki Ichigo. After hearing what his mother said, Kurosaki Ichigo had to go back to the room and lead Shihouin Yoruichi out. Going back to the room, he said, Yoruichi, you heard our conversation just now, so now get dressed and go out together. Kurosaki Ichigo said to Shihouin Yoruichi. And Shihouin Yoruichi said after hearing it. Well, can you not see me? How should I say it? I'm still a little nervous, although they're all acquaintances, but... Where is Shihouin Yoruichi tangled? Seeing Shihouin Yoruichi's lovely face, Kurosaki Ichigo went up to her and hugged her with pity, and when Shihouin Yoruichi was held in her arms, she stopped talking, and then Kurosaki Ichigo continued. Don't worry, no matter what, I stand by you, and the ugly daughter-in-law will see her parents-in-law sooner or later, but you are not ugly either. Shihouin Yoruichi said with a funny smile, then you are the one who comforts the family like this. Very arrogant, hammering Kurosaki Ichigo, but to Kurosaki Ichigo this amount of force is like a massage. Then Shihouin Yoruichi quickly got dressed and came downstairs with Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Yuzu saw Shihouin Yoruichi and said, Elder sister, You are so beautiful. No wonder even the big brother is in love with you. Shihouin Yoruichi, he was very happy after hearing that and said, Yuzu, she's cute too. It must be beautiful when she grows up. Shihouin Yoruichi said to Kurosaki Yuzu, and Kurosaki Natsuri looked at Shihouin Yoruichi and said to me, Okay. Ichigo-san, when did you meet such a beautiful beauty? How far have you two progressed? Kurosaki Natsuri said to me. I was very helpless after hearing that, and didn't know how to answer. And when Kurosaki mother saw this, she said to Kurosaki Natsuri and Yuzu, Okay, you two go up. Your father and I want to talk to your brother and this elder sister, you go up first. Kurosaki's mother urged Yuzu. I went upstairs with Sha Li, but Yuzu and Sha Li had no choice but to go upstairs. Seeing that they both went upstairs, Kurosaki's mother said directly to both of us, I didn't expect it, it was exactly what I thought. Ah. Kurosaki's father echoed, That's right, sure enough, we guessed right. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi said strangely after hearing this, What? Then the Kurosaki couple told everything they had guessed, that is, as early as when Shihouin Yoruichi sent Kurosaki Ichigo home for the first time, Kurosaki's mother found that Shihouin Yoruichi had an unusual relationship with Kurosaki Ichigo. At that time, she didn't expect this aspect either, but as time changed, Kurosaki's mother discovered Shihouin Yoruichi's feelings, so they both knew about it. After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo and the two of them knew it. Then Kurosaki's mother pulled Shihouin Yoruichi to sit next to him and whispered something, and when Kurosaki Ichigo wanted to listen, Shihouin Yoruichi said, We women are talking, what are you listening to? Then he caught up with Kurosaki Ichigo. Kurosaki, when Ichigo was about to complain, Kurosaki's father was also chased up, and their big men were looking at each other, and then Kurosaki Ichigo said, Dad, what the hell is this, really? Kurosaki Ichigo confronted Kurosaki's father asked. And Kurosaki's father also raised his hand helplessly and said, This is probably the friendship between women. After that, Kurosaki's father went back to the room. And it's not a problem for me to stand here anymore, is it? So he also went back to the room, and suddenly he felt an officer-level Ryatsu. He thinks it should be Rukia Kuchiki. On the other side, a girl wearing a Death Tyrant outfit with this onion head brought it to the edge of the Karakura court and said, Yes, I feel a strong soul fluctuation, and then walked towards the Karakura court. Chapter 18. Spawning monsters. After Kurosaki Ichigo felt this wave of Ryatsu, he knew that it was probably Rukia Kuchiki, and the story was about to start. Then he thought that he was already so good, so is this scenario still possible? He's a little unsure, but what about him? My current strength is so powerful, no matter what conspiracies you have. Thinking of this, he was also relieved. At this time, Shihouin Yoruichi came back. Seeing her coming back, Kurosaki Ichigo said, What did you both say? Kurosaki Ichigo asked very puzzled, and Shihouin Yoruichi heard. Then he said, Oh, what do you do with this matter? Really, this is a matter between us women, you don't care. Shihouin Yoruichi said to him a little covertly. Actually, Kurosaki's mother said something between a man and a woman to Shihouin Yoruichi. That's why she didn't tell Kurosaki Ichigo. Then Shihouin Yoruichi said to distract Kurosaki Ichigo, That, Ichigo, did you feel that? That Ryatsu. Shihouin Yoruichi said to Kurosaki Ichigo. Of course we changed the subject, and Kurosaki Ichigo said after hearing this. Of course, even you feel it, how could I not feel it? Shihouin Yoruichi got angry when he heard this sentence, Doesn't that mean my strength is weak? Then he jumped on Kurosaki Ichigo angrily, tickled him and said, Don't think you can hit me like this if you are strong. And Kurosaki Ichigo was very ticklish, so he begged her for mercy and said, I'm sorry, ha ha ha. Stop scratching, I'm dying, ha 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 ha. Shihouin Yoruichi let him go when he heard his plea, but Kurosaki Ichigo didn't let her go. Instead he held her in his arms. Shihouin Yoruichi said, You dare to tickle me, you're really bold, aren't you? Shihouin Yoruichi knew that he was going to be miserable when he saw that he was being held by Kurosaki Ichigo, so he said, No more, it's just a joke, don't. Before she could finish speaking, Kurosaki Ichigo kissed Shihouin Yoruichi's lips, and Shihouin Yoruichi knew that he couldn't resist when he saw it, so he gave him a blank look and began to cooperate with him and responded. After waiting for 10 minutes, I saw that Shihouin Yoruichi was a little sick, so I let her go, and after she was finally released, Shihouin Yoruichi said with a sigh. Really, what if I suffocate? After speaking and punching him, Kurosaki Ichigo heard it and said, If you're suffocating, I'll kiss you again, how about that? Shihouin Yoruichi said shyly, Hate, and lowered his head to the ground. In Kurosaki Ichigo's arms, I dare not look at Kurosaki Ichigo. Then after a few minutes, Shihouin Yoruichi slowed down, and Kurosaki Ichigo also said, Okay, now I'm going to take you to play the dungeon. Prepare. By the way, I'll give these breakthrough cards to the first. Let you break through your own skill level. Shihouin Yoruichi was very moved after hearing this, but still said, You gave it to me, what are you going to do? Kurosaki Ichigo was very happy when he heard that. Facing Shihouin Yoruichi, he kissed his mouth and said, Okay, it's alright, I can solve what is going to happen with my current strength, don't worry. Shihouin Yoruichi wanted to say something after hearing that, but when he saw Kurosaki Ichigo, Shihouin Yoruichi didn't say anything about those unquestionable eyes. Then Kurosaki Ichigo led Shihouin Yoruichi enter the interface to upgrade his skills a bit, because there are only 15 breakthrough cards, so he can only give birth to Kido, White Hits and Shunkai, and then run out of breakthrough cards. After using it, Shihouin Yoruichi came up with a lot of very advanced tricks in his mind, and then looked at his own interface. Name: Shihouin Yoruichi. Gender: female. Age: 143. Spouse: Kurosaki Ichigo. Soul: potential: unlimited. Ryotsu: Captain, level 15 and 561 thousandths, Zanpakuto: none. Advertisement: Kido. LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk, Shunpo. LVMAX level 13, asterisk, asterisk. White Hits. LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk, slash. LVMAX level, asterisk, asterisk. Combat experience. LVMAX 12, asterisk, asterisk, instant open. LVMAX 13, asterisk, asterisk. Backpack. Hōgyoku, character fragments times 560, beginner experience beads times 10,000, median level experience beads times 700, top level experience beads times 500, super experience beads times 2,000. Shihouin Yoruichi is very happy to see his current attributes. Although his slashing skills have not been improved, Shihouin Yoruichi doesn't use swords, right? So the level of slashing is enough for her now. By the way, this breakthrough card was opened by Kurosaki Ichigo from a gift package that he got when he contacted the sign-in. Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy when he saw it. He hugged Kurosaki Ichigo and kissed him again and said, "Meeting you is the happiest thing for me." Kurosaki Ichigo immediately burst into flames when he heard this, but he pressed down again. He came down, because he didn't want to ask Yoruichi so vaguely, so he endured it, and Shihouin Yoruichi saw where Kurosaki Ichigo was enduring, so he said with distress, "Ichigo, otherwise you should not endure. I heard that it's bad for your health if you endure it for a long time." Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo said, "It's alright, this kind of thing, as long as you endure it for a while, it will pass, and I don't want to eat you now." Kurosaki, after Ichigo finished speaking, he scratched at her nose. Shihouin Yoruichi was scratched, and he wrinkled his nose and said, "That's fine. But can you take off what's on the bottom?" Shihouin Yoruichi was a little funny, said to me, and I blushed a little. I didn't expect the second child to give me face so much, but then I became very proud, because the system transformed his body, and even that aspect became inhuman. And as the strength gets stronger, Kurosaki Ichigo gets stronger in all aspects. Then Kurosaki Ichigo immediately calmed his mind, and then Kurosaki Ichigo changed the subject and said, "That Yoruichi, now I'm going to take you to the dungeon to kill monsters and break through. How about it?" Shihouin Yoruichi wanted to make fun of him, but after hearing this, Shihouin Yoruichi was also attracted by this topic and said, "Okay, good. I haven't been there yet. Now I can go and have a look. How about where?" Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo nodded and said, "Okay, let's go then." Then Kurosaki Ichigo, holding Shihouin Yoruichi, clicked on an illusory interface and disappeared. Then the two of them came to a coliseum, and Shihouin Yoruichi was very surprised when he saw it and said, "Wow, why is it so like a coliseum? And it's so big." "Where did Shihouin Yoruichi sigh?" Kurosaki Ichigo said, "This is what this place looks like. Even when I came here for the first time, I was stunned." Shihouin Yoruichi was about to say something, but at this time a Jillian came out of the door and looked at it. "Here," Kurosaki Ichigo said. "The information system of this world should be passed on to you, first in the Jillian level dungeon. Brush the character fragments well. Then go to the top level dungeon." Shihouin Yoruichi said without stopping himself. The action went straight to Jillian's head with Shunpo and punched it, made it disappear, and then got a shard. Then Shihouin Yoruichi got excited like a child, and Kurosaki Ichigo laughed when he saw it. Then the two of them started to madly spawn monsters here. Chapter 19. Hōgyoku. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi are crazy here. Since it's just some Jillians, they're both very lighthearted, and they've already got a lot of character shards. It's time for Shihouin Yoruichi to level up. So the two of them also started not wanting to farm monsters anymore. So Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Okay, Ichigo, let's do this for now. Median level and top level dungeons will go in and farm monsters later. Go back now, how about it?" Shihouin Yoruichi said to him excitedly. When Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, of course he agreed, because now is not the time to farm monsters all the time, so he doesn't need to farm monsters so seriously, and then he said, "Of course. That's it for today. Let's wait for tomorrow. Let's talk about it at night." Shihouin Yoruichi nodded after hearing it, put him in his arms and said, "Let's go." After Kurosaki Ichigo nodded, they left the space. After the two of them came back, the world moved again, and the two of them also stood by the bed. After that, Kurosaki Ichigo picked up Shihouin Yoruichi onto the bed and lay down himself. This move didn't make Shihouin Yoruichi scream at all, it was just like normal. And Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo lying down and climbed into Kurosaki Ichigo's arms and said, "Ichigo, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked Kurosaki Ichigo in confusion, "Arrive." Because Urahara Kazuki and Shihouin Yoruichi have told Kurosaki Ichigo everything they planned, They both don't know what to do next, and since Kurosaki Ichigo is so good now, they don't know what to do. Should I just rush to Soul Society and kill Aizen? Of course this is not advisable. What do you think the captains do? What do you think Aizen does? What do you think the people from the Zero Division of the Lingwang Palace are doing? So these things are not advisable. So Shihouin Yoruichi also wanted to ask what Kurosaki Ichigo thinks now, because Kurosaki Ichigo was originally the most important one in their plan. But, who knows this Kurosaki Ichigo isn't, that Kurosaki Ichigo, so now they don't know what to do now either. After Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he thought about it, and there must be a reason for pushing hard. Otherwise, you just call it up and say, I'm here to play with Soul Society, to see which captains will kill you. And what is the reason for that? So Kurosaki Ichigo thought about it and said, I think wow. Now let's hold on and see what Aizen thinks. If Aizen knew that Rukia Kuchiki had Hōgyoku on him, he would definitely go and get it back, so let's go first. Let's see and talk. After Kurosaki Ichigo finished speaking, Shihouin Yoruichi felt that he had no better way, so he had to do this, and nodded as well. Then Shihouin Yoruichi said, that Ichigo, what's the use of this Hōgyoku? It's not a problem to keep it in the backpack, why don't you use it? Shihouin Yoruichi said to Kurosaki Ichigo. After hearing that, Kurosaki Ichigo was very happy, and then said, this thing is originally reserved for you, you can use it, I don't need it. Kurosaki Ichigo touched her hair and said to her. Hearing Kurosaki Ichigo's words, Shihouin Yoruichi said, no, you should use it, you can get stronger faster. That way you can protect me better, right? Shihouin Yoruichi said to him. After hearing that, Kurosaki Ichigo was going to refuse, but seeing Shihouin Yoruichi's decisive eyes, he had to agree and say, okay. After that, he opened the interface and used Hōgyoku. After Hōgyoku entered Kurosaki Ichigo's body, a very mysterious power suddenly emerged from Kurosaki Ichigo's body, which improved Kurosaki Ichigo's limited skills, and even Ryotsu, although not improved, but still a little better. Then he looked at his interface and found that there was a big change in it. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo, Hōgyoku, S*X. Male age, 15 years old. Spouse: Shihouin Yoruichi, Soul, Potential, Unlimited. Advertisement: Ryotsu, Captain-in-Chief, Level 18 and 1346 1500ths. Zanpakuto, The Perfect Zanjetsu, Final Solution, Keto, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths. Shunpo, LVMAX Level 16, 060 thousandths, White Hits, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths. Chopping, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths, Combat Experience, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths. Crescent Moon Sky Chong, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths, Crackling Flash, LVMAX 16, 060 thousandths. No Month, LVMAX 11, 020 thousandths, Backpack. Character Fragments times 1346, Primary Experience Beads times 10,246, Median Level Experience Beads times 7000, Top Level Experience Beads times 500, Super Experience Beads times 2000. Because of the breakthrough of which skills Hōgyoku has used, it is possible to break through without using a breakthrough card, and even Ryotsu's breakthrough has become half of the previous one. Seeing Kurosaki Ichigo here is a little happy and a little moved, and Shihouin Yoruichi sees that. Then he said to Kurosaki Ichigo, you see now your strength has broken through again, and Ryotsu is about to break through, so when you have a breakthrough card in the future, you must notify me as soon as possible, and you can't be bad to me in the future. Is it? Shihouin Yoruichi said to him. Although he didn't know what she wanted to express, he knew that Shihouin Yoruichi wanted to make him feel guilty for this matter. So Kurosaki Ichigo was very moved and hugged her tightly and said, Yoruichi, let's make yourself stronger now. Kurosaki Ichigo said to her. Originally, Shihouin Yoruichi wanted to keep him to break through tomorrow, but seeing that Kurosaki Ichigo would definitely not, he had to nod his head. Then Kurosaki Ichigo led Shihouin Yoruichi break through his Ryotsu and become the captain level. Name: Shihouin Yoruichi. Gender: female. Advertisement. Age: 143. Spouse: Kurosaki Ichigo, Soul, Potential, Unlimited. Ryotsu: Captain, Level 16 and 346 2000ths, Zanpakuto, None. Keto: LVMAX 13, asterisk, Shunpo, LVMAX Level 13, asterisk. White Hits: LVMAX 13, asterisk, LVMAX Level, asterisk. Combat Experience: LVMAX 12, asterisk, Instant Open, LVMAX 13, asterisk. Backpack. Character Fragments times 346, Primary Experience Beads times 10,246, Median Level Experience Beads times 700, Top Level Experience Beads times 500, Super Experience Beads times 2000. Feeling that his strength has improved again, Shihouin Yoruichi is not as excited as last time, but looks at Kurosaki Ichigo and kisses, and Kurosaki Ichigo sees that he cannot be caught by a woman and takes the initiative, and he was passive, so in a flash Kurosaki Ichigo pressed Shihouin Yoruichi under him and made out. Chapter 20. Admission. Soon it's morning. On a bed, a man and a woman were hugging each other naked. These two were Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi. Of course, I did everything yesterday, but I haven't made a breakthrough in the last step, because Kurosaki Ichigo felt that it was not good to win in such an environment, so he held back. It didn't take long for Kurosaki Ichigo to wake up. He was going to get up, but seeing Shihouin Yoruichi lying naked on his body, he also put down his thoughts about getting up. But seeing Shihouin Yoruichi's hot body, Kurosaki Ichigo's body reacted. Then Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Stop holding me." Kurosaki Ichigo thought that Shihouin Yoruichi woke up, but when he looked at her, he realized it was a dream. So he also breathed a sigh of relief, and then he immediately thought about something else. He thinks, how am I going to get to Soul Society now? It turned out that he could take Rukia Kuchiki's hand to Soul Society, but now it is impossible for him to have anything to do with Rukia Kuchiki, because he checked with Ryotsu and found that Rukia Kuchiki's Ryotsu has become very weak now. How can I say it? It was like giving Ryotsu to someone else, and next to Rukia Kuchiki there was a very familiar and somewhat unfamiliar Ryotsu. He thinks that Rukia must have given Ryotsu to someone, that's why her Ryotsu is so low. Then Kurosaki Ichigo thought about it and didn't think of any good way, so if he felt that it was not possible, Kurosaki Ichigo went straight ahead, and then fought with the captains to see. Then he looked at the time, it was almost time to go to school, so I patted Shihouin Yoruichi's back and said, "Small lazy cat, it's time to get up, otherwise I'll be late." After that, seeing Shihouin Yoruichi still lying in bed and unable to get up, he said, "If I don't get up again, I'll be like it's like kissing Snow White to wake you up." After saying that, Kurosaki Ichigo saw Shihouin Yoruichi's face was a little red. I knew Shihouin Yoruichi was pretending to be asleep. Then he said, "Then I'm going to kiss." After that, Shihouin Yoruichi kissed him without waiting for him to react. The kiss lasted for a long time, until Shihouin Yoruichi couldn't hold it anymore, so he quickly pushed him away and faced him. Said, "You want to suffocate me, by the way." He punched him very irritably. Of course, this punch was like coquetry to him, it didn't hurt at all, but Kurosaki Ichigo was still very cooperative. Sukuru realized the pain. Shihouin Yoruichi rolled his eyes at him when he saw it, and got up. Ichigo was very excited to see Shihouin Yoruichi, but when he was about to do something, Ichigo saw a black cat. After that, Kurosaki Ichigo stopped playing with Shihouin Yoruichi and said, "Yoruichi, can you stop becoming a cat in the future? I don't want to. My woman is walking naked outside, even if she turns into a cat." After Kurosaki Ichigo finished speaking, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Very funny. Okay, I got it, I won't be a cat anymore." After that, he started to put on his clothes. After wearing school clothes, Kurosaki Ichigo asked, "Would you like to come to school with me?" Kurosaki Ichigo asked Shihouin Yoruichi. After Shihouin Yoruichi heard it, she knew that Kurosaki Ichigo was looking for her opinion, so she said, "Okay, I want to go to school with you too." Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi agreed. Kurosaki Ichigo was very happy to pick her up and turn her around so that they kissed. Just when the two of them were very hot and intimate, the door was opened and he said, "Big brother, get up quickly, it's going to be late." He stood there stunned before he could say the word. Seeing where Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi were making out, Kurosaki Yuzu immediately blushed and said, "Excuse me." He closed the door and walked out. Then where did Kurosaki Yuzu wear it again? Kurosaki Natsuri and Kurosaki's father's chatter said something like, "The big brother is kissing Yoruichi. Oh, Ichigo has grown up too. Ichigo brother, is it quick to start?" Hearing this talk about Kurosaki Ichigo's face immediately darkened. But Shihouin Yoruichi finds it very interesting. Then they both went downstairs. At the dinner table, Kurosaki's father reminded him very much, "Ichigo, you need to know how to control yourself, you know." After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo's face darkened even more. He wanted to control your size, control your head. I didn't do anything, temperance what, and even with my physique, 300 a day is nothing. Kurosaki Ichigo didn't say anything after hearing this, but finished his breakfast very quietly. Whereas Shihouin Yoruichi kept smirking, and even Kurosaki's mother snickered after hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's explanation. After the meal, Kurosaki Ichigo told them that Shihouin Yoruichi was going to school with him, and then they both agreed. Of course Yuzu and Natsumi didn't know. They always thought that Shihouin Yoruichi was Kurosaki Ichigo's classmate, so nothing. And after Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi finished eating, they both headed to school. Chapter 21. Campus Daily. Then Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi walked down the road. At this time, Shihouin Yoruichi had already changed her clothes to the same type of clothes as Kurosaki Ichigo. Kurosaki Ichigo was very surprised when he first saw it. Of course, he wanted to stick to her after returning to his senses, but at Shihouin Yoruichi's urging had to stop below. And Kurosaki Ichigo returned to the classroom in front of Shihouin Yoruichi. As soon as he came to the classroom, he saw Keigo Asano directly running towards him and called, "Ichigo." Rubbing the floor and sliding down, Asami saw Keigo walking over like a normal person and said sadly, "Ichigo, why are you running away?" Kurosaki Ichigo was very helpless after hearing this, and then said, "Because it's so disgusting." Kurosaki Ichigo said directly to him, and Keigo Asano was very sad when he heard it and squatted in the corner, and then Kojima Suzuki came and said, "Okay, Keigo, stop playing, and Ichigo, you're right. Don't be so childish, be more mature." After Kojima Sumi finished, Keigo Asano came to the side as if he was resurrected and said, "I'm not childish at all, and..." Where did Keigo Asano say I said something, but I didn't listen to it at all? Then he went back to his position and continued, and then Sado Yasutora came to Kurosaki Ichigo and said, "Ichigo, what's the matter?" Kurosaki Ichigo saw that he was a little helpless and said, "It's okay, Sado," and then Keigo Asano and Shao, the two of them, came to Kurosaki Ichigo and said something. Let Shihouin Yoruichi also come to Kurosaki Ichigo's class after finishing some formalities. Kurosaki Ichigo's teacher said, "Okay, be quiet, everyone, and now I want to introduce two new students. Come in." After that, two girls came in. Of course they were Shihouin Yoruichi and Rukia Kuchiki. When the boys in the class saw that there were two girls, and they were both beautiful, they all shouted, "Look, there are actually two girls. Yes, they're so beautiful." They talked a lot. At this time, Kurosaki Ichigo's teacher said, "Okay, stop arguing, be quiet." After that, they also quieted down. Then he looked at the two of them and said, "Okay, let me introduce you." Then Rukia Kuchiki wrote his name on the blackboard and said, "Hello everyone, my name is Rukia Kuchiki. I hope everyone will take care of you." After Rukia Kuchiki finished speaking, some people started to make noise, saying, "Rukia, do me here. Rukia, sit here." They quarreled endlessly, and then Rukia Kuchiki came directly to Arisawa Tatsuki's side and sat down, and Arisawa Tatsuki looked at Rukia Kuchiki in shock, and Kurosaki Ichigo looked at Arisawa Tatsuki, and saw that her Ryotsu actually became stronger than before, and Rukia Kuchiki's Ryotsu has become very rare. He thinks that Arisawa Tatsuki got Rukia Kuchiki's Ryotsu, then he checked their information. Name: Arisawa Tatsuki. Gender: female. Age: 15. Spouse: none. Potential: Captain Ryotsu. Officer: level 3, Zanpakuto, unawakened. Advertisement: Keto. None. Shunpo. None. White hits, LV3. / LV2 combat experience, LV3. Name: Rukia Kuchiki. Gender: female. Age: 86. Spouse: none. Potential: super captain. Ryotsu: vice captain, level 7, recovering, Zanpakuto. Keto: LV5. Shunpo, LV4. Advertisement: white hits, LV3. / LV5 battle experience, LV4. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo also knows, but the plot has not changed. Although the protagonist has become his friend Arisawa Tatsuki, you can still go to Soul Society with her, Rukia Kuchiki. After that, Shihouin Yoruichi also began to introduce. Write the name first and then say, "Hello, my name is Shihouin Yoruichi. I hope to get along well with everyone, and I am Kurosaki Ichigo's girlfriend." After that, they all shouted, "Woke up," and Keigo Asano ran directly to Kurosaki Ichigo and said, "It's not true, Ichigo." He asked Kurosaki Ichigo expectantly. And the other students in the class also looked at Kurosaki Ichigo with doubts, but Kurosaki Ichigo said indifferently, "He is my girlfriend," and said that the whole class was shocked. But the teacher pressed down when they wanted to say something, and of course Shihouin Yoruichi sat next to Kurosaki Ichigo, and the class started. After class they all came to Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi to ask them questions, and Kurosaki Ichigo both answered. Arisawa Tatsuki and Inoue Orihime were only shocked when they heard it, but they had no other feelings, while Rukia Kuchiki kept staring at Shihouin Yoruichi, as if they knew her, but didn't say anything. Then get out of class is over. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi and some friends went home after saying goodbye. On the way, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Did it cause you trouble?" Kurosaki Ichigo smiled and said, "No, don't think about it." After saying that, he took Shihouin Yoruichi's hand and walked. Shihouin Yoruichi suddenly said, "Ichigo, do you know the identities of those in the class?" Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo knew who she was asking. He said, "I know. Isn't it the Quincy Master Yuryu Ishida, Shinigami Arisawa Tatsuki, and Rukia Kuchiki? By the way, and Inoue Orihime and Sado Yasutora are both complete bringers, aren't they?" Shihouin Yoruichi heard later. He was very surprised and asked, "How do you know that?" Kurosaki Ichigo said, "They are all in the same class, and do you think I can't see my strength?" Hearing Kurosaki Ichigo's rhetorical question, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "No. I'm speaking." Then Kurosaki Ichigo saw Shihouin Yoruichi's expression a little disappointed, so he said half-jokingly, "Okay, I know you checked them for me, but leave them alone. It's not that you don't know my strength, and all. I also thank you for investigating them for me," and kissed Shihouin Yoruichi on the mouth. And when she heard it, she was happy again, but she was kissed right away. Then they both looked at each other and smiled. Shihouin Yoruichi said it was time to go home, so he let her go and went home. Chapter 22. Methods. Back at home, where is Kurosaki's mother cooking? Seeing Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi coming, he said, "I'm back. How was Yoruichi going to school for the first time?" Hearing Kurosaki's mother's question, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "It's okay, it's fine." After Kurosaki mom then said, "Okay, Then you two go up first, after dinner is ready, I'm calling you down. After that, she got busy, and Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi went upstairs, and after entering the room, Kurosaki Ichigo closed the door directly, hugged Shihouin Yoruichi and kissed directly. When Shihouin Yoruichi couldn't breathe, so he let her go, and then Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi lay on the bed. Shihouin Yoruichi was on Kurosaki Ichigo's chest. Then Shihouin Yoruichi said, "That Ichigo, what do you like? What a woman." Kurosaki Ichigo said after hearing this. "What's wrong? I'm afraid you're not my type." Shihouin Yoruichi was very nervous when he heard Kurosaki Ichigo's words. "No, I'm afraid that you will understand me in the future, wouldn't you like me?" Kurosaki Ichigo smiled and said, "It's alright, no matter what you are, I like it." After that, he kissed him again, and Shihouin Yoruichi stopped him and said, "Okay, don't make trouble." But Shihouin Yoruichi didn't stop Kurosaki Ichigo's movements, but responded slowly. As the two of them got closer, time passed, and it was time for dinner, and Mama Kurosaki came to call them both. Seeing that the two of them were so good there, Kurosaki's mother was relieved, and then said, "Okay, you two don't get tired of being here, come down quickly, it's time to eat." Then they both laughed face to face and went downstairs together. Seeing where the whole family was waiting for the two of them to eat, I was a little embarrassed, so I said, "I'm sorry, it's a little late." Kurosaki Ichigo finished saying that Kurosaki's father said, "It's alright, but young people need to know how to control, you know." Kurosaki Ichigo just wanted to refute, but Kurosaki Natsuri continued. "Okay, Ichigo brother, we all know that you are also at an age where you have to solve your physical problems, but control it." Hearing Kurosaki Natsuri's words, Kurosaki Ichigo was full of brains blackline, and Kurosaki Yuzu asked Natsu. "That Natsu, what are you talking about?" Hearing Yuzu's question, Natsu said, "This is it, it's." Just as she was about to say something, Kurosaki's mother came out said, "Don't say something that is not your age, do you know?" Then he looked at Yuzu and said, "Yuzu, don't listen to Natsu, and don't ask what you don't know now." Kurosaki Yuzu heard after that, it was very strange, and I thought, isn't it just because I don't know that I have to ask? But she didn't continue to dwell on this issue and chose to eat quietly, and Kurosaki Natsumi was very afraid of where her mother was eating with her head down. Seeing this, Kurosaki's mother sighed helplessly and then looked at us and said, "Okay, you two also sit down and eat quickly. Let's go." After speaking, we both sat down and started to eat. This time, the meal was finished in a very silent atmosphere. Then we all quickly returned to our rooms, leaving only Kurosaki's father and mother at the dining table. After seeing Kurosaki's father, he wanted to go back to the room, but seeing the expression on Kurosaki's mother's face, he had to bite the bullet and say, "That wife, let me help you clear the table. How is it?" After saying that, Kurosaki's father looked at Kurosaki. "Mom," and Kurosaki's mother laughed and said, "Okay, you want to do it, then it's all up to you, I'm going to rest." After that, he went upstairs, and Kurosaki's father heard it. He was also very helpless. Just when he was about to start, Kurosaki's mother said by the stairs, "By the way, husband, if you have to clean up, then clean up the houses downstairs as well. Clean up well," and then went upstairs in the eyes of Dad Kurosaki's disbelief. Then Kurosaki's father said to himself, "What the hell am I doing, I'm so talkative." Then Dad Kurosaki spent hours doing what he had to do, and our protagonist and heroine are outside watching the night and movies. Of course this movie is no ordinary movie. It was the first meeting of Arisawa Tatsuki and Ishida Yuryu, of course, the meeting of their respective true identities. And why did our protagonist and heroine come here? Because after Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi returned to the room, they locked the door and made out, and Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Yoruichi, would you like to come out and see the moon today?" She understood what he meant, and then she felt it and said, "Okay, I just want to be with you, Ichigo. Let's enjoy the moon together." After that, she asked, "Then when are we going?" After hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo replied, "Okay, let's go out and watch for a while now, and come back later." After that, the two of them went out. Why do you say that? Because there were several people squatting in the corner by the door of the two of them. That's why they say so, and after I finished speaking, I came here and saw the next scene. And Yuryu Ishida left after he finished pretending to be in front of Arisawa Tatsuki. I was amused when I saw that scene, and Shihouin Yoruichi was watching the attributes of Arisawa Tatsuki, Rukia Kuchiki and Ishida Yuryu. After reading it, I feel that the potential of several of them is very strong. How to cultivate it is also a great power. Thinking of this, Shihouin Yoruichi is also excited. And where is Kurosaki Ichigo thinking? I seem to have missed several episodes. After thinking about it, I was relieved. Anyway, I'm not the same Kurosaki Ichigo from the original book anymore. It's not there anymore. Of course there is a whole new life. So he was relieved. But Arisawa Tatsuki is also a good friend of my childhood sweetheart. Of course I want to help him. So Kurosaki Ichigo started planning how to go to Soul Society with them. While Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo thinking about something, she didn't bother him, but watched him quietly. After a few minutes, Kurosaki Ichigo also figured out what to do, so he looked back and saw that only the two of them were left. And Shihouin Yoruichi didn't call him when he was thinking. He hugged her and asked, "Why didn't you call me?" Hearing Kurosaki Ichigo's question, Shihouin Yoruichi said simply. Because of Ichigo, you were thinking about something. What if you were thinking about something important and I suddenly called you and messed up your thinking? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo was very moved and hugged Shihouin Yoruichi even tighter, as if to melt Shihouin Yoruichi into his body. He then said, from now on, you have to think about yourself first, understand? Don't always think about me. Kurosaki Ichigo responded after Shihouin Yoruichi said, but as if he was perfunctory. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo thought, I will be more kind to Yoruichi in the future. Then they both went straight back. Chapter 23, False Ears. After that, Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi returned to their home, while Kurosaki couple and Yuzu Natsuri seemed to be asleep. It was very quiet when they passed their room, so Kurosaki Ichigo was very quiet when the two of them left, and they both breathed a sigh of relief after they both returned to the room, and then Kurosaki Ichigo directly pushed Shihouin Yoruichi against the wall, then began to kiss fiercely. Shihouin Yoruichi also responded to him passionately. The two of them kissed and started to undress for each other. They both finished taking off their clothes. Then Kurosaki Ichigo put Shihouin Yoruichi on the bed and jumped on it himself. It was intense in bed too, but Kurosaki Ichigo never got past the bottom line and did everything else. Then Shihouin Yoruichi asked, that Ichigo, I have no other meaning, I just want to ask, am I very unattractive? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo knew why, but still asked, why is this? Ask. After hearing Shihouin Yoruichi, he said, that's because of Ichigo, we are all like this, but why don't you want me? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo smiled, and seeing Kurosaki Ichigo's smile, Shihouin Yoruichi was very angrily said, I said so, you are still laughing, it's too hateful. After saying that, he turned his face away, while Kurosaki Ichigo hugged him from behind and said, don't think about what you have and don't have, of course I love you, it's because I love you that I can't get your most important things so casually, right? After Shihouin Yoruichi understood Kurosaki Ichigo's painstaking efforts, he said, okay, then I know you've made up your mind, but you can't abandon me, you know? Kurosaki Ichigo said after hearing it, I know. After saying that, they both went to sleep embracing each other without wearing anything. The next day they also get up, eat and go to school as usual. Then at noon, I saw Arisawa Tatsuki and Ishida Yuryu meet in an alley, and they had some disputes. Arisawa Tatsuki said, what the hell are you trying to do? Yuryu Ishida said, I hate Shinigami, but I don't want to bully a girl either, so let's have a competition, how about it? After hearing that, Arisawa Tatsuki counted and asked, how do you want to compare? And Ishida Yulong said, let's compare and see who kills more phantoms. Then he took out a phantom ear and said, this is a phantom ear, it can summon a lot of phantoms, and then we'll see who killed the most. After speaking, Arisawa Tatsuki got excited and said, isn't it very dangerous? What do you think of those innocent people like this? Do you have any problems? Ishida Yulong said disdainfully, don't talk about it, there's no need to worry about others. I will kill all those who are here when they gather here. Arisawa Tatsuki gritted his teeth when he heard it, but then Ishida Yulong said, if you have the confidence to protect those people under the virtual, then you can accept this challenge. After that, he crushed the virtual ear. Then all around began to think of virtual screams. A virtual suddenly appeared, and then Ishida Yulong directly killed it. Arisawa Tatsuki was even more angry, grabbed the collar of Ishida Yulong directly and said, you be asterisk 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 D. Hearing Arisawa Tatsuki's words, Ishida Yulong said, what is your expression, Arisawa Tatsuki? After finishing speaking, Arisawa Tatsuki said, quickly return to the original state, and drive the virtual back. Then Ishida Yulong said very calmly, the virtual ears I placed have already spread all over the city, and now the general trend is certain. After Arisawa Tatsuki was even more angry and hurry up Ishida Yulong. Then he continued, rather than holding me now, it's better to kill them quickly. After Arisawa Tatsuki felt that what he was saying was useless, he let go of him, and then Ishida Yuryu got up said, don't you want to be able to protect people as much as possible from Ku's attacks? Then Arisawa Tatsuki said, you be asterisk 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 D. And Ishida Yuryu went on to say, you should know that Ku likes to attack people with high spiritual power. Habit. Arisawa Tatsuki was very excited when he heard it and said, Orihime, and then ran straight away. Then the two of them started their game, and not long after Ishida Yuryu threw the false ear, there were still a few false ears that were sewn, as you can see from Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi. Urahara Kazuki must have done it, and the two of them came to Urahara Kazuki's side and said, hey, Urahara, why are you doing this? And after hearing this, Urahara Kazuki said, isn't this Mr. Kurosaki and Mr. Yoruichi? How did you two come here? Urahara Kazuki finished, but didn't answer him, and then Kurosaki Ichigo said, stop talking about what is missing, hurry up and answer my question. Urahara Kazuki heard then he replied, I just want to see what the strength and potential of these kids are. That's it. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi didn't say anything. Then the two of them also checked to see if there would be any surprises. Chapter 24. Sado Yasutora awakening and Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi are coming to see them, and Kurosaki Ichigo saw where his younger sister Kurosaki Natsumi was actually playing football, and Ichigo happened to be there. Just when he was about to destroy it, Kurosaki Ichigo saw that Sado Yasutora was going somewhere, so Kurosaki Ichigo stopped, because in the original book, Sado Yasutora awakened his power at this time, so Kurosaki Ichigo wanted to choose a shot after seeing him. Shihouin Yoruichi also saw the situation at Kurosaki Natsuri. Seeing that Kurosaki Ichigo actually wanted to make a move, but he stopped moving, he asked strangely, Ichigo, what's wrong? Why don't you go and save Natsuki? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's words, Kurosaki Ichigo explained, I feel that there is a power in Sado's body, and it's still very strong. I want to see if Sado will wake up at this time, if not, I can leave them in time. After saying Shihouin Yoruichi, I understand, he said, okay, but don't let them be in danger. Kurosaki Ichigo said, okay, got it, although it won't be dangerous, there will still be some skin injuries. After that, he kissed her, then they both looked up. Run. After saying that, the guy was hit in the face by Kurosaki Ichigo's younger sister Natsuri and fell down. Then, Kurosaki, it's been weird from the beginning, either in a daze or aimless mess. Do you want to kick or not? After the three of them finished speaking, Kurosaki Natsuri glanced at them, and they all stepped back in fear. Then, he said, well, come here, today we must. Before they could finish speaking, Kurosaki Natsumi said, sorry, I think I'll go back today. Without waiting for them, the response went outside. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi, who were watching her on the top, were very helpless after seeing her, but Shihouin Yoruichi laughed at him and said, as expected of your younger sister, Ichigo, she has a similar personality to you. After saying that, he looked at Kurosaki Ichigo's face. After hearing that, Kurosaki Ichigo rolled his eyes and then stopped talking. And when Kurosaki Natsuri was out, Sado Yasutora came, and then Kurosaki Natsuri said, you are Ichigo brother's friend. Sado Yasutora also saw her at this time and said, you are Ichigo's younger sister. After Kurosaki Natsuri said, you what is a grown-up doing here? Before she could finish speaking, Sado Yasutora jumped forward with her arms in her arms, and the place where the two of them stood just now became a mess. And Kurosaki Natsuri saw the virtual in the ruins and said, then, what is that? Where is Sado Yasutora? Because he couldn't see clearly, so he didn't know what to do. Then he heard Kurosaki Natsuri's words. Kurosaki Natsuri said, what is that? What is that thing? Hearing this, Sado Yasutora knew that Kurosaki Natsuri could see that thing, and then asked, did you see it? After hearing it, Kurosaki Natsuri was very puzzled and said, can you see it? What did you say? Obviously. It's so clear. And then Shu attacked them, and then Sado Yasutora came with Kurosaki Natsuri's reminder. After a roundabout battle, Sado Yasutora also awakened his powers at the critical moment. After that, the emptiness was solved, and Sado Yasutora passed out, and Kurosaki Natsuri called Kurosaki's father over to treat Sado Yasutora. Then Kurosaki Ichigo wanted to see the properties of Sado Yasutora. Name: Sado Yasutora S*X. Male age: 15. Advertisement. Spouse: None. Potential: Captain Ryotsu. Officer, level 3. Battle experience: LV4. But there was no other way. He felt like he was discovering a new side of the system now. My own system doesn't show all the attributes that are not Shinigami. Then he looked at Kurosaki's father's attributes again. Name: Kurosaki Ishin, Shiba Ishin, S*X. Male age: 116. Spouse: Kurosaki Masaki. Potential: Super Captain. Advertisement: Ryotsu. Captain, level 15, Zanpakuto. Injetsu, Shikai, Bankai. Kido. LVMAX level 12 Shunpo. LVMAX level 11 White Hits. LVMAX level / LVMAX 12 Combat Experience. LVMAX 11. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo knows that although his system is powerful, the identification of people with abilities other than Shinigami is not perfect, so Kurosaki Ichigo is relieved. Although it is not perfect, the other functions of this system are very good. Okay, and then Kurosaki Ichigo told Shihouin Yoruichi what he found. Shihouin Yoruichi also tried it after hearing it, and then he knew this shortcoming, but he didn't take it to heart, because these functions are enough for them now. Used it. Chapter 25. Discovery. After seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo and the others were about to leave, but when they were leaving, they saw Kurosaki's father look here and smiled, and then set off towards the clinic with Sado Yasutora on his back. When Kurosaki Ichigo saw this scene, he couldn't help muttering, as expected of my father, he actually found me. And Shihouin Yoruichi heard Kurosaki Ichigo muttering something, but he didn't hear it, so he asked, what is it? Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's question, Kurosaki Ichigo said, oh, it's all right, it's Dad who found us both. After that, Shihouin Yoruichi continued, no way. We are stronger than him, how could he be? I found it. And then looked at Kurosaki's father, but Kurosaki's father had already gone far, so can't see it. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said, don't underestimate everyone. Although we are stronger than them, we still need to be vigilant, you know. After that, he knocked Shihouin Yoruichi's head, and Shihouin Yoruichi was knocked out. Then he wrinkled his nose at Kurosaki Ichigo and said, got it. Kurosaki Ichigo was very funny to see this scene, but he couldn't hold back his laughter. Shunpo came to Shihouin Yoruichi's back and tickled her. When Shihouin Yoruichi saw Kurosaki Ichigo disappeared, she knew that it was not good. She originally wanted to use Shunpo to escape Kurosaki Ichigo's palm, but she forgot that Kurosaki Ichigo's strength was above Shihouin Yoruichi. Even the skill level is above her, how can she escape? Although I go to the dungeon to farm monsters every night recently, Kurosaki Ichigo's ascension and her ascension are synchronized. Then came the laughter of a girl. But this laughter did not come out of her own volition, but was caused by a series of actions of another person. Shihouin Yoruichi kept begging for mercy and said, "I'm sorry, I was wrong. I don't dare anymore." Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo is very funny, because Kurosaki Ichigo didn't blame her at all, just thought it was too boring to watch here all the time, so he started to fight with Shihouin Yoruichi here. Of course Shihouin Yoruichi also knew it, otherwise Shihouin Yoruichi would not approve of him. "What?" And Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Will you dare to perfunctory me in the future?" Just as he was about to continue tickling her, Ariatsu erupted. The two of them became serious right away, and they felt relieved when they felt that it was Inoue or Hime. After that, Kurosaki Ichigo said to Shihouin Yoruichi, "Okay, the guys we are going to see are all awakened, although I haven't seen Inoue's awakening with my own eyes, but it's almost the same." After finishing, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Yeah, indeed, these children are all children with potential, as long as they are nurtured well, they must be good comrades in arms." After Shihouin Yoruichi asked, "Ichigo, where are we going now?" Hearing Shihouin Yoruichi's question, Kurosaki Ichigo also pondered for a while and said, "Otherwise, let's go and see Ryugi and Ishida." After Shihouin Yoruichi agreed, the two of them rushed away. When they got there, they both nodded their heads when they saw what the two of them had destroyed, and then they cooperated after seeing what the two of them said. Seeing this, Shihouin Yoruichi said, "Yes, that one is called Quincy. It's also very emotional. He actually let go of his hatred and cooperated with Long Gui, and Long Gui can use his Ryatsu and Zanpakuto very well, and he actually learned some Hado, which is also very good." Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Both of them are people with a very strong sense of justice. When they find out that these things will endanger the people around them, they will put down the misunderstanding between them and join forces to fight the threat." After finishing speaking, he said, "Okay, don't talk about it, let's just watch their performance, and he's coming." After finishing speaking, Shihouin Yoruichi also looked aside, and happened to see Urahara Kazuki and his shop assistant. Tessai Tsukabishi, Hanakari Jinda, and Sumuya Yu rushed into the virtual circle and started to fight with them, while Urahara Kazuki said to Arisawa Tatsuki, "Mr. Arazawa, leave these small ones to us. The big ones, I'll leave it to you." After speaking, Arisawa Tatsuki was very angry and said, "It's rude to call me Ms. Arisawa, but to call me a beautiful gentleman, you really can talk, you profiteer." Hearing Kurosaki Ichigo a little, I wonder why Arisawa Tatsuki called him a profiteer. Did Rukia Kuchiki teach her to call him that? Although he was puzzled, he still stood there and looked at them. And when Urahara Kazuki heard it, he was also full of black lines, but he stopped because Rukia Kuchiki had been calling him that after bringing Arisawa Tatsuki to his shop to buy some merchandise. Urahara Kazuki can't get her to change her name. Urahara Kazuki ignored Arisawa Tatsuki's sarcasm and continued, "Mr. Arazawa, that thing is about to come out, hurry up and go." Hearing this, Arisawa Tatsuki turned to look there and saw that the hole was getting bigger and bigger, and Jillian also started to prop up that hole with his own hands. Then Arisawa Tatsuki said to Urahara Kazuki, "I'll come to you later to settle the bill." After that, he rushed over and called Ishida Yulong by the way, and Ishida Yulong said, "Slow down, Aizawa." When he came to Jillian seeing such a behemoth in front of him, Ishida Yulong asked, "Hey, how are you going to solve it?" And Arisawa Tatsuki rushed up without listening, thinking that Jillian's foot was cut off, but Jillian had nothing to do with it, but Arisawa Tatsuki was kicked back by Jillian. Seeing this, Ishida Yulong also started to act. He pulled up his Ryatsu bow and shot an arrow at Jillian's mask, but it was useless, so he pulled Arisawa Tatsuki and ran to the side. And seeing this scene, Kurosaki Ichigo and Urahara Kazuki know that she and he are not strong enough to win it, so they are ready to save them. At this time, Ishida Yulong's bow actually found that it had changed. It turned out that Yuryu Ishida caught Arisawa Tatsuki's Zanpakuto, and Ryatsu, which overflowed from Zanpakuto, changed his bow, but it was useless. Because Ryatsu was still too low, they made eye contact and thought Kurosaki Ichigo had shot. Why did Urahara Kazuki find out? Because Kurosaki Ichigo didn't hide from Urahara Kazuki's perception at all, so he could find them easily. Then I saw that Jillian was going to use Sero on Arisawa Tatsuki and the others. When they were about to launch, Kurosaki Ichigo directly used Shunpo to come in front of Arisawa Tatsuki and them, and killed it with a sword press. And Arisawa Tatsuki and Ishida Yuryu were very surprised to see this, and they were even more surprised to see that Kurosaki Ichigo saved them, and Kurosaki Ichigo was also a Shinigami. Just when the two of them were about to say something, Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Now you are not qualified to know something, so don't ask," and then took a look and walked away. Chapter 26. Knowing then Kurosaki Ichigo used Shunpo directly to Shihouin Yoruichi's side, and Shihouin Yoruichi said, "What are you doing now?" Shihouin Yoruichi asked very puzzled, because she didn't know what to do now, so she had to ask Kurosaki Ichigo. After Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he said, "Of course there is something very important to do." After saying that, he looked at her unkindly, while Shihouin Yoruichi looked at Kurosaki Ichigo curiously and asked, "What's the matter?" "Ah." Kurosaki Ichigo hugged him as soon as he finished speaking. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Of course it's our two-person world." After saying that, he used Shunpo and left, while Shihouin Yoruichi struggled symbolically in Kurosaki Ichigo's arms and let him go. "Kurosaki Ichigo wouldn't hurt me anyway." And Urahara Kazuki wanted to say thank you after seeing Kurosaki Ichigo kill Jillian, but he gave up after seeing Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi frolicking. Instead, he came to the side of Arisawa Tatsuki and Ishida Yulong and said, "Okay, today's business is over too. Hurry up and go back." At this time, Rukia Kuchiki also rushed up. Rukia Kuchiki has been watching the battle between Arisawa Tatsuki and Ishida Yuryu. She was going to go forward to stop it, but because of Urahara Kazuki's blocking, she could not go forward, so she went forward now. Rukia Kuchiki asked Urahara Kazuki, "Who was that person just now?" And he looked like Shinigami. Hearing Rukia Kuchiki's question, Urahara Kazuki didn't answer, but said, "Okay, that person is in your class, you can ask him directly." Urahara Kazuki threw the pot out on the spot, and when Rukia Kuchiki asked, "Urahara." Just as he was about to say something, Urahara Kazuki just disappeared, he just flashed. Rukia Kuchiki had no choice but to step on the ground hard, then turned to Arisawa Tatsuki and asked, "How is it? Are you alright?" Said, "Ah, it's alright." After finishing speaking, Arisawa Tatsuki wanted to say something, but Rukia Kuchiki directly stopped her and said, "Okay, I'll talk about it when I go back." Then he took Arisawa Tatsuki's hand and left. Where is Ishida Yulong stunned? He actually didn't find out that there is another Shinigami in his academy. If he didn't show up today, he wouldn't even be able to find out, so he was still very frustrated, because of his lack of strength. Then got up and left, and leave this devastated ground and go. After Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi go home, they are ready to go to the dungeon, because they need to improve their strength, because the real plot will happen. Soon that Byakuya Kuchiki is coming. At that time, Kurosaki Ichigo was going to teach him a lesson directly and make him always pretend to be cold. When I read the original book, Kurosaki Ichigo disliked him very much. Although he didn't hate him, he was still very displeased. So now that he came to this world, I had to beat him up and let him know that I am not that easy to bully in this world. Moreover, the Soul Society gave Kurosaki Ichigo the Shinigami proxy certificate in the original book is also uneasy, it is purely to use him, so he must play Soul Society to make up for the regrets of his predecessor, and the premise of doing this is to there is a lot of power, if the power is not enough, it will not work. So after Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi came back, Kurosaki Ichigo pulled Shihouin Yoruichi into the copy. On the other hand, Arisawa Tatsuki and Rukia Kuchiki asked Rukia Kuchiki, "That is Ichigo, but why is Ichigo Shinigami? And it's so powerful?" Hearing this, Rukia Kuchiki couldn't answer why said, "I know who he is, but I don't know him, and he is stronger than you and I, so you can only ask him tomorrow." Hearing this, Arisawa Tatsuki also pondered, thinking my relationship with Ichigo was so good that I didn't realize that he was Shinigami, and Rukia Kuchiki just arrived, so it was difficult to ask her to be strong, so I said to her, "I'm sorry, I'm a little impulsive." Then Rukia Kuchiki said, "It's okay, it's human nature." After that, she sat on the bed and then asked, "Do you have a good relationship with that Kurosaki Ichigo?" Hearing this, Arisawa Tatsuki continued, "Ichigo and I grew up together, and I grew up with him. It can be said that I know him very well, and he has been very friendly since we were young. Excellent, learned everything very well, ranked first in the school and..." Then Arisawa Tatsuki told where he and Kurosaki Ichigo met and everything about him. When he finished speaking these words, Rukia Kuchiki said to him full of teasing, "Do you like him?" Hearing this, Arisawa Tatsuki said helplessly, "What are you talking about? I don't like him, but because I admire him very much. Because he has taken care of me since he was a child, and he does everything very well, I think he is like my big brother." That's it. Then Rukia Kuchiki went on to say, "Oh, that's how it is." After that, she stopped talking, and Rukia Kuchiki said, "Then go to school tomorrow and ask if he will answer." Arisawa Tatsuki nodded after hearing that, and then Rukia Kuchiki started teaching her something new, and Arisawa Tatsuki is trying very hard to become stronger after today's incident. The screen returns to where the protagonist is. After our protagonist and the heroine entered the dungeon, they started to spawn monsters in a frenzy, and they probably took them there for several hours. At this time, Shihouin Yoruichi couldn't stand it anymore, and seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo blamed her and said, "Why don't you take good care of yourself? If you can't, say it." Shihouin Yoruichi said after hearing it, "I want to follow in your footsteps, I don't want to be left behind by you." After saying that, Kurosaki Ichigo hugged her lovingly and said, "Never say sorry to me, understand? Born by you." Shihouin Yoruichi was very moved when he heard this, and sent a kiss to it, and Kurosaki Ichigo also responded, but this is still a copy, so Kurosaki Ichigo clicked to exit the copy and came out of the copy. After returning to the room, The intimacy between the two of them did not end because of returning to the room, but it became even more arrogant, but Kurosaki Ichigo still did not break through the last step, but their clothes were all over the floor. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said to Shihouin Yoruichi, "Okay, let's improve your Ryotsu. By the way, use the breakthrough card you got these days." Shihouin Yoruichi refused to accept it and said, "No, use it, you can protect me when your strength increases." After speaking, Kurosaki Ichigo thought, with a wife like this, what can a husband ask for? Then Kurosaki Ichigo said, "Okay, don't refuse, use it." Under Kurosaki Ichigo's irresistible eyes, Shihouin Yoruichi agreed. Then Shihouin Yoruichi raised his strength. Then they both embraced each other. Chapter 27, Interpretation. Then where Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi were lying, and Kurosaki Ichigo opened the interface and looked at the current attributes. Name: Kurosaki Ichigo, Hōgyoku, S*X. Male age, 15 years old. Spouse: Shihouin Yoruichi, Soul, Potential, Unlimited. Ryotsu: Chief Captain, Level 26 and 2683 5000ths, Zanpakuto. The Perfect Zanjetsu, Final Solution. Kido: LVMAX20. Can break through, Shunpo. LVMAX20, can break through. White hits: LVMAX20. Can break through, Chopping. LVMAX20, can break through. Combat experience: LVMAX20, can break through, Advertisement. Crescent Moon Chong. LVMAX20, can break through, Split Air Flash. LVMAX20, can be broken through. No month. LVMAX20, breakthrough, Backpack. Character fragments times 2683, median level experience beads times 400, top level experience beads times 3000, super experience beads times 2000. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo is relieved, and after the skill level reaches 20, he actually needs to use 100 breakthrough cards to break through, and Kurosaki Ichigo has used Hōgyoku, so he doesn't need it. And this time is not an ordinary breakthrough, but a sublimation of skills, so it is very troublesome, but for Kurosaki Ichigo, it is also a finger thing. Why not break through? That's because Kurosaki Ichigo felt that his current strength was enough for the current situation, so he stopped, and Shihouin Yoruichi's strength has also improved a lot. Name: Shihouin Yoruichi. Gender: female age, 143. Spouse: Kurosaki Ichigo, Soul, Potential, Unlimited. Ryotsu: Captain, Level 19 and 2683 5000ths, Zanpakuto, None. Kido: LVMAX15, asterisk, Shunpo. LVMAX Level 15, asterisk. Advertisement. White hits: LVMAX Level 15, asterisk, slash. LVMAX Level, asterisk. Battle experience: LVMAX 15, asterisk. Instant open: LVMAX 15, asterisk. Backpack. Character fragments times 2683, median level experience beads times 400, top level experience beads times 3000, super experience beads times 2000. Shihouin Yoruichi is also very happy to see here, although the slashing skills still haven't improved, but she doesn't need Zanpakuto now. Let's take a look at the later episodes and let Kurosaki Ichigo find her a Zanpakuto. Correct. This is the backstory. And Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy after seeing his attributes. Of course there is Kurosaki Ichigo's dedication, so Shihouin Yoruichi has been upgraded so fast. So Shihouin Yoruichi kissed him, then went downstairs to eat, then went back to his room and fell asleep. The next morning Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi came to the school. Kurosaki Ichigo was pulled away by Arisawa Tatsuki, and when they got to the rooftop, Arisawa Tatsuki asked Kurosaki Ichigo, "Why didn't you tell me that you were also Shinigami?" Arisawa Tatsuki confronted Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Ichigo said after hearing it, "What's wrong? I'm surprised to see that I'm Shinigami too." Kurosaki Ichigo teased her. After hearing this, Arisawa Tatsuki punched him and said, "Don't make trouble, be serious, tell me what's going on." Kurosaki Ichigo said everything very seriously after hearing this. Then Arisawa Tatsuki knew that Kurosaki Ichigo had been trained since he was a child, so of course he is amazing. So there is no doubt, but Rukia Kuchiki doesn't quite believe that he can have such a strong strength in more than 10 years, so he came out and retorted, "This is impossible, no one can have such a strength in a few years. Strong strength, even my big brother took decades to have such a strong strength." Obviously Rukia Kuchiki regards Kurosaki Ichigo's strength as the same strength as Byakuya Kuchiki's strength. Thinking of this, Kurosaki Ichigo is also very funny, but he just hid a little bit, and he was actually regarded as a captain. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said to Rukia Kuchiki, "Don't judge others by your standards." Kurosaki Ichigo turned around and left, and Rukia Kuchiki was going to stop when he saw this, but Arisawa Tatsuki stopped him and said, "Okay, don't go, what's the use of you going?" Hearing this, Rukia Kuchiki also woke up, and he was a vice captain level as only Shinigami, while Kurosaki Ichigo is a captain level character. The gap between the two is obvious, not to mention that his spiritual power has not recovered yet. It's impossible to hurt him. Thinking of this, Rukia Kuchiki calmed down, and Kurosaki Ichigo's figure went away. At this time, Arisawa Tatsuki thought to himself, Ichigo is so powerful, I'm going to ask him tomorrow to teach me how to fight. Thinking of this, Arisawa Tatsuki was also happy, while Rukia Kuchiki was lost in thought, looking very dignified. The screen returns to the protagonist. After the protagonist returns to the classroom, Shihouin Yoruichi confronts him and asks, what's the matter? What did the child call to go? Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo may not know that Shihouin Yoruichi is jealous, and it was Arisawa Tatsuki's vinegar, and then Kurosaki Ichigo explained to Shihouin Yoruichi what had just happened helplessly. After listening, Shihouin Yoruichi was very shy and said, I'm sorry. Kurosaki Ichigo hugged her very funny after saying that said, in this life, I live for you, and I won't see and think about other women, so you have to believe in your own charm, you know. After that, he let go of her and scratched she grabbed her nose and pulled her to the sitting position. It didn't take long for Arisawa Tatsuki and Rukia Kuchiki to enter the classroom too, and there is another person in this classroom who has been looking at me. This person is Ishida Yuryu. This child has been watching me since I came today because of what happened yesterday. I suspect that Shihouin Yoruichi is also Shinigami. Of course he guessed right, but if you don't tell him, he guessed it in vain, right? Because there is no way to prove it. Then get out of class is over. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi went home together, but Yuryu Ishida didn't ask him anything except staring at him, so Kurosaki Ichigo didn't care about him. Chapter 28. Strange Ryotsu. Then Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi walked on the road, while Yuryu Ishida kept following them both. Follow along. It was almost at the door of the house, so Kurosaki Ichigo said, okay, come out. You have already followed me all the way, you are not going home with me. Hearing this, Ishida Yulong also came out from behind the telephone pole. Then he looked at Kurosaki Ichigo and said, when did you find me? Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo went on to say, we both found you when we were leaving school. Yuryu Ishida was devastated after hearing this. Shihouin Yoruichi said, impossible, then why don't you point me out right away, but at this time? Hearing this, Shihouin Yoruichi was very calm and continued. I found out long ago. I was going to find out about you, but Ichigo won't let me say it. After Ishida Yuryu said it, he was even more tangled. You are so weak, others just don't want to find you, but you follow them stupidly, thinking that your concealment is perfect. It had already been discovered. Then he thought something was wrong, then looked at Shihouin Yoruichi and said, are you Shinigami too? Hearing this, Shihouin Yoruichi smiled and said, please take care, my name is Shihouin Yoruichi, my occupation is Shinigami and a student. After saying that, Kurosaki Ichigo ordered he touch Shihouin Yoruichi's forehead and said, stop talking, let's go. After that, he pulled Shihouin Yoruichi and used Shunpo to go. But Yulong Ishida was still smiling to himself and thinking, I am so weak. After staying in a classroom for so long, I didn't realize that Shihouin Yoruichi and Kurosaki Ichigo are Shinigami, especially Kurosaki Ichigo, who stayed for half a semester, and I didn't realize that I was too weak. After thinking about it, he went in the opposite direction. And Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi kept looking at him on top of Ishida Yuryu. Seeing Ishida Yuryu go away, Shihouin Yoruichi said to Kurosaki Ichigo, will this hit him? Hearing this, Kurosaki Ichigo was very happy. He said coldly, if that's the case, then he should be removed from the plan. Anyway, one more of him is not much, and one less of him is not a lot. After that, he pulled Shihouin Yoruichi's Shunpo away. They were back home in seconds. I saw my mother was still busy preparing dinner, and Kurosaki's father was sleeping in the clinic. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo is very suspicious of how his father makes money. Really, do patients come here every day? Kurosaki Ichigo looked at his father helplessly and thought. After coming in, Kurosaki's mother saw the two of them and said, okay, you two go upstairs to wash first, and then come down to eat. After that, she served the meal there. Kurosaki Ichigo nodded and went up with Shihouin Yoruichi. And after washing up, Shihouin Yoruichi gave his kiss very enthusiastically, and Kurosaki Ichigo was also very domineering and took the initiative to force it. While the two of them were very passionately making out, Kurosaki Yuzu and Natsumi actually came in, and then they heard Yuzu's cry and Natsumi's laughter. Then Kurosaki Natsumi controlled Kurosaki Yuzu and said, okay, brother Ichigo is also an adult, of course there will be needs, so don't be so surprised by Yuzu. After that, he watched Kurosaki Ichigo come to a then Kurosaki's mother also heard Kurosaki Yuzu's cry, and then came up to look at Kurosaki Yuzu and said, what's wrong? What happened to Yuzu? And Kurosaki Yuzu told Kurosaki's mother what he had just seen. And Kurosaki's mother looked at Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi helplessly and said, you two need to know how to control yourself. After that, she walked out regardless of how many of us were, and after going out, he said to us, okay, come down and eat. That's it. And where Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi are very helpless, and Kurosaki Yuzu and Natsumi also went out. When I went out, I said to Kurosaki Ichigo, okay. We don't bother you anymore, you guys continue. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo is also very funny watching Kurosaki Natsuri compare a fist. Kurosaki Natsuri quickly closed the door and ran away. Seeing this, Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi also laughed helplessly. Then they both went downstairs to eat. It was very quiet at the dinner table, and Kurosaki's mother kept staring at me, which made me very unaccustomed, as if blaming myself for not being a good role model for younger sister and the others, so I was really wronged. Seeing such a scene, I really want to complain, but I think I say it, and it's really over, nothing to say. So I had to finish the meal very fast, and then I waited for Shihouin Yoruichi to finish eating and said to the Kurosakis and Kurosaki Natsuri and Yuzu. The two of us go out for a while and come back right away, you don't have to wait for the two of us. After speaking, they left without waiting for a few answers from them. And after Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi went out, Kurosaki Natsuri said like a veteran driver with a lot of experience. Sure enough, did you decide to go to the wild for the pursuit of excitement? After saying that, Kurosaki Yuzu was very puzzled and said, Natsuki, what's the wild, what's the excitement? After finishing speaking, Kurosaki Natsuki said, you don't even know this, it's just. Just as she was about to say something, Kurosaki's mother stared at him and said, if she says something bad, you know what? After sending her message with her eyes, Kurosaki's mother turned and went upstairs. And why Kurosaki Natsuri can read the message his mother wants to convey, he doesn't know, probably because of the relationship between mother and daughter. And why not clear the table? Because Kurosaki's father is doing these things recently, Kurosaki's mother also left all these tasks to Kurosaki's father to do in the future, and Kurosaki's father does not dare to say no. Then the screen returns to the protagonist. Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi went to Urahara Kazuki after they came out. On the way, Shihouin Yoruichi teased Kurosaki Ichigo and said, it's because you taught your younger sister bad, didn't you? After saying that, he looked at Kurosaki Ichigo very funny, and when Kurosaki Ichigo heard it, he was helpless, and then he hugged Shihouin Yoruichi and said to her, do you dare to tease me again in the future? Aw. When he was about to punish Yoruichi, Yoruichi pretended to be pitiful and said to Ichigo, well, my husband is going around me this time. How's it going? Then he squeezed into Kurosaki Ichigo's arms. And Kurosaki Ichigo was KO'd by Shihouin Yoruichi when he saw this, so let her go. And when Kurosaki Ichigo was about to say something to Shihouin Yoruichi, he and Shihouin Yoruichi felt two strong ryotsu, and then they both rushed over. Chapter 29. Appearance. When Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi got there, they saw a red-haired man confronting Rukia Kuchiki. He was Abarai Renji, and Abarai Renji was confronting Rukia Kuchiki, and there was a man wearing Captain Yuya with 6 prints on his back. He is handsome, and Shihouin Yoruichi laughed at Kurosaki Ichigo after seeing him and said, this is my apprentice, how about it? And Kurosaki Ichigo said to him after hearing it, it's okay, but he's still a little unqualified. Shihouin Yoruichi was very happy when he heard the front, but he felt bad when he heard the back. He said to him, why do you say that? After asking, Kurosaki Ichigo asked her, is his surname Kuchiki? Hearing this, Shihouin Yoruichi was surprised and said, why did you know? Here Kurosaki Ichigo knows what to say. And why do you know? Do you want to tell you that I came through? Read the original book, and know that Byakuya Kuchiki is a little boss. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said to Shihouin Yoruichi very seriously, because when I saw that man look at Rukia Kuchiki, there was a flash of love and entanglement in his eyes, so I think he should be Rukia Kuchiki's big brother. Finished Shihouin Yoruichi just stunned. Seeing Shihouin Yoruichi so cute, Kurosaki Ichigo certainly couldn't help but kiss him and then continued before Shihouin Yoruichi spoke, and I think he's troubled by the entanglement between family and relatives, so he's not good yet. After he finished speaking, he hugged Shihouin Yoruichi and looked at it quietly, while Shihouin Yoruichi was very surprised that his man was so smart that he even discovered this. Then I was very proud, because this man is my man, so happy, and then I stayed quietly in Kurosaki Ichigo's arms, watching them. And Abarai Renji was very happy to find Rukia Kuchiki, but sad to think of his mission here. But I can't do it. If I don't do it, the man will do it. So Abarai Renji pretended to be very angry and said to Rukia Kuchiki. Rukia Kuchiki gave Shinigami's power to ordinary people without authorization, so Central 46 decided to take Rukia Kuchiki back to the Soul Society for a decision. It was a tangle, and then he continued. Rukia, tell me you took your spiritual power, tell me, let me bring her, back to the Soul Society, that will lessen the crime against you. Rejected by Rukia Kuchiki. Then Abarai Renji is going to attack her, because if he doesn't do it, if the man Byakuya Kuchiki does it, Rukia Kuchiki will be even worse. Abarai Renji always thinks that his eyes will always be the family's interests first, so Abarai Renji is hard-hearted to teach Rukia Kuchiki a lesson, and Abarai Renji got up and took Zanpakuto to give him a blow. Although Rukia Kuchiki could not use his original spiritual power now, he still managed to escape, and when Abarai Renji started to attack again, an arrow formed by Ryotsu was shot. Come here. Abarai Renji quickly blocked it. Then Abarai Renji called. Who is it? After speaking, Yulong Ishida appeared and said, it's not good for two big men to bully a girl. After saying that, Abarai Renji saw the Ryotsu bow in his hand. He said, I didn't expect the Quincy race to exist. I thought it was already extinct. After speaking, Ishida Yulong became angry and shot him several arrows, but they were all blocked, and then he said, It turns out that Quincy isn't that strong. No wonder he was destroyed. After speaking, Ishida Yulong also fell silent. He knew that he couldn't defeat him head-on, so he pondered, but Rukia Kuchiki said to him. What are you doing? I don't know what happened at this time. The conversation between Ishida Yulong and Rukia Kuchiki was a little out of line, and Ishida Yulong said, Oh, I came out to the convenience store to buy some things, and I came here. Who knew that I would come here after walking? He also picked up what he had bought and said, Look, I bought it all back. After that, she looked at Abarai Renji seriously, and then Rukia Kuchiki continued. Okay, you go. This is not what you should do. Interfering things. But Ishida Yulong did not leave, but said, I don't care what is going on between you. But I hate Shinigami so much, so I want to defeat him. After that, he rushed towards him, but it was knocked out in no time. Then Ishida Yulong said unwillingly, Damn, and fainted. Then Abarai Renji said disdainfully, How powerful do you think it is? Is that so? After speaking, he walked towards Ishida Yuryu, and when he was about to give him the final blow, Rukia Kuchiki stopped him and said, Don't, he's innocent, don't hurt him. After saying that, Rukia Kuchiki was very dissatisfied and stopped him, but without her, he couldn't stop Abarai Renji now. Just when he was about to hit Yulong Ishida, a Zanpakuto came out to stop him, and then heard a girl said, What are you doing? After speaking, he backhanded Abarai Renji back to him, but it was also because Abarai Renji was not well prepared that he was repelled by him. When she saw who was coming, Rukia Kuchiki said loudly to her, What are you doing here? It's none of your business here, let's go. After finishing speaking, Abarai Renji knew and said, She is the one who took your Ryatsu, isn't that right? Arisawa Tatsuki also said generously, It's me, what's the matter? After that, Abarai Renji continued, Then I will take your life. After speaking, he launched an attack on her, and that's when the gap between her and Abarai Renji appeared, so it was quickly sorted out, and Rukia Kuchiki stopped Abarai Renji just as it was about to be resolved. And where are our protagonists and Shihouin Yoruichi looking at their messages? Name. Byakuya Kuchiki S*X. Male age, 107 years old. Spouse. Kuchiki Hajina Potential, Super Captain Advertisement. Ryatsu. Captain, Level 12, Zanpakuto. Senbon Sakura, Shikai, Bankai. Kido. LVMAX Class Shunpo. LVMAX 11 White Hits, LV9. Slash. LV9 Combat Experience. LVMAX Level Name. Abarai Renji. S*X. Male age, 82 spouse, None Advertisement Potential, Super Captain. Ryatsu. Vice Captain, Level 10, Zanpakuto, Zabameru, Shikai. Kido. LV4 Shunpo. LV5 White Hits, LV8 / LV7. Battle Experience. LV7. After reading their attributes, Kurosaki Ichigo also felt that he was going to come out, otherwise if Arisawa Tatsuki died, it would be impossible. So he came out of Shunpo with Shihouin Yoruichi, came to Abarai Renji and blocked Zanpakuto who was about to fall. Chapter 30. Let go. Abarai Renji originally thought that he should be able to solve this matter well, and then brought back Rukia Kuchiki, and by the way, the guy who took Rukia Kuchiki's spiritual power back, so that Rukia Kuchiki's sins are relieved. But ask Rukia Kuchiki, she doesn't say, and there is a quencher who is in the way, but he is very weak, so he solved it quickly, but just when he was about to solve the quencher who was in the way, another guy who was in the way appeared. That guy is the guy who took Rukia Kuchiki's spiritual power, so Abarai Renji is going to take her back, but when he was about to catch him after defeating her, another obstacle came in the way. And this person is still Shinigami, but Abarai Renji can't perceive his spiritual power, so he feels that a person in this world will not be very powerful even if he is a Shinigami. And the woman next to him has long been ignored by him. So Abarai Renji said to him, Who are you? What are you doing here? Kurosaki Ichigo looked at him like an idiot and said, Are you an idiot? Isn't that obvious? Come and save her? After saying that, he marked Abarai Renji as an idiot, and Shihouin Yoruichi also agreed. That's right, he is so idiot. After that, he laughed, and Abarai Renji also knew that he was a real idiot. It's a really stupid question, so step back and keep a certain distance from him. Then Rukia Kuchiki saw that it was Kurosaki Ichigo and Shihouin Yoruichi coming. Then he said to him expectantly, Are you here to save me? Kurosaki Ichigo was very strange to hear this, but he still said to her, I didn't come to save you, but to save Long Gui, and have a fight with him by the way. After saying that, she looked at Byakuya Kuchiki, and Rukia Kuchiki was very sad when she heard the first half of the sentence, and then she was surprised when she heard the second half. Said to him, You are crazy. Do you know who you are going to challenge? After speaking, Shihouin Yoruichi came to Rukia Kuchiki and said to him, Okay, stop talking. We know for ourselves, and said after that, I went back to Kurosaki Ichigo, because Byakuya Kuchiki suddenly came to Rukia Kuchiki's side. Just when Byakuya Kuchiki was about to say something, Abarai Renji rushed up and attacked Kurosaki Ichigo, shouting, Roar, Zabameru. Zanpakuto turned into a double-edged snake-bellied sword with 6 points. Section. 7 segment blade. The back of the blade, actually the blade of the double-edged sword, to the middle half of the blade is black. The rest of the blade is silver white. There are many protrusions on the blade. And then Zabumaru splits, but the blades were connected by chains, and then attacked Kurosaki Ichigo, and Kurosaki Ichigo casually swiped at Aburai Renji to form a slash formed by sword pressure, breaking Aburai Renji's Zanpakuto. Moreover, the power of this sword pressure has not dissipated and directly hit his chest, leaving a very large sword wound on his chest. Then Aburai Renji said, "Impossible," and passed out. Then Kurosaki Ichigo said to him, "Nothing is impossible," and then turned to Byakuya Kuchiki and said, "It's your turn." And Byakuya Kuchiki was surprised to see this scene, but he recovered immediately. However, Rukia Kuchiki saw where Aburai Renji was and didn't know if he was alive or dead, and screamed. Renji rushed towards Aburai Renji after saying that, seeing that his wound was not so deep, he knew that Kurosaki Ichigo had released water. Then he looked at Kurosaki Ichigo gratefully, but Kurosaki Ichigo, no matter what, said to Byakuya Kuchiki, "Okay, let's fight. I won't kill you, I'll just beat you up." He replied by Byakuya Kuchiki, but Byakuya Kuchiki didn't talk to him, but looked at Shihouin Yoruichi and said, "I thought you were dead? You were hiding in this world? Shihouin Yoruichi?" Shihouin Yoruichi turned to Byakuya after saying that. Kuchiki teased and said, "I won't die so easily, Byakuya boy, and now is not the time to tell me this, but how to lie from my husband's hands, understand?" After that, he held Kurosaki Ichigo's left hand and looked at him. And Byakuya Kuchiki looked at Kurosaki Ichigo after hearing it and said, "Really? Then I want to see what the man you choose can do." After that, Shunpo came to Kurosaki Ichigo and chopped at him, and Kurosaki Ichigo cut him. Shihouin Yoruichi hugged Shunpo to hide, then put Shihouin Yoruichi on a roof, and Shihouin Yoruichi said to him, "Don't F***K it." After saying that, he let go of Kurosaki Ichigo's left hand and kissed Kurosaki Ichigo and sat down. There's a play there. Then Byakuya Kuchiki saw here and knew that Kurosaki Ichigo must be very strong, so he liberated his Zanpakuto, scatter, Senbon Sakura. Then the blade turned into countless sakura petals, but it revealed a murderous intent, and then Byakuya Kuchiki attacked Kurosaki Ichigo to control the petals of sakura, and Kurosaki Ichigo flung his Zanpakuto very easily, that is, Zanjetsu issued a sword pressure and wiped out those petals. And Byakuya Kuchiki was surprised, because he saw that Kurosaki Ichigo's action was just a slash and the power was so powerful. Byakuya Kuchiki felt that he had to release his restrictions, and just as he was about to release, Kurosaki Ichigo said to him, "This time, forget it. Go with them." After saying that, Byakuya Kuchiki was very surprised, and then he said in anger, "What do you mean? Have pity on me?" In an instant, he came to Byakuya Kuchiki's side and grabbed his hand and said, "Okay, don't think about it. I thought that if the two of us fought for real, it would cause a lot of damage here, so in a few days I will go to the Soul Society to fight you, then I won't let the water go, don't cry then." After speaking, he came to Ishida Yulong and carried him on his back, while Shihouin Yoruichi also carried Arisawa Tatsuki and the others. Both disappeared with Shunpo, and Byakuya Kuchiki still couldn't accept letting him go like this, but he still took Kurosaki Ichigo's words to Soul Society seriously in his heart. At this time, Aburai Renji also woke up and saw that Byakuya Kuchiki was fine, but the place where they stayed had changed, so he asked, "Captain, what's wrong? What happened?" But he didn't say anything. Instead Aburai said, "Open the door, go back." After saying that, he looked at Rukia Kuchiki, and Rukia was still surprised because he saw the scene just now. He didn't expect Kurosaki Ichigo to be so powerful, even the big brother was no match, and then seeing Byakuya Kuchiki's gaze, he was about to say something, but Byakuya Kuchiki looked away again. And Aburai Renji only suffered trauma, not internal organs, so he got up and opened the door, and then Byakuya Kuchiki walked in, and after Aburai Renji went in with Rukia Kuchiki in his arms, the door disappeared.